You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Greetings and welcome to The Dungeon Run, a live tabletop role-playing game where your interactions help tell the tale. I am Lord Ereban, the Keeper of Secrets, and I have brought these adventurers together and set them on an epic quest to decide the fate of the world. When they found my amulet, it gave them the key to unlock the mysteries of Ain and allowed them to communicate with you, the Watchers of the Time Stream. Now you have the power to help or hinder them as you see fit. If this is your first episode, fear not. Our Dungeon Master will catch you up on everything you need to know to jump right in. And you can always watch past episodes by visiting our YouTube or listen to the audio version by searching for The Dungeon Run wherever you get fine podcasts. The Dungeon Run is made possible through the generous support of our patrons. Bonus shows, special content, and more is available when you become a supporter at patreon.com/thedungeonrun. And join the incredible Dungeon Run community by visiting the official, unofficial Discord at thedungeon.run/discord. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does make a difference. But now, sit back, relax, enter the world of Ain, and let the dice roll!
Hey. There we are!
Welcome to Dungeon Run episode 101. I'm so excited to be here. Welcome, Watchers of the Time Stream. Welcome, patrons. Thank you for making this show possible. We are grateful for you. Patreon.com/thedungeonrun. I'm excited to be back. I haven't been on the show in a few weeks. I want to say a big thanks to Ron Ogden for having an amazing two-shot over the last couple of weeks.
Woo!
Well done, sir.
Well done.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, if you didn't see that, you absolutely must. Check it out, archived on our Twitch or on the YouTube. It's fantastic. It's called A Town Called Ricochet. We have some cool guests. It's just wonderful. So check that out. What do we need to catch folks up on? Well, first of all, I need to tell you that, as I mentioned, this show is only made possible because of Patreon. Whoop-whoop. And there are a number of tier levels that you can support the show. If you want to see the show continue, if you want to help us grow and continue to evolve and be able to do great things, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/thedungeonrun. We have awesome rewards at various tier levels, including cast secrets. I know there's some new cast secrets that have gone up over the last few weeks. Anybody want to tease anything?
Jessica Lynn Parsons.
I posted one today.
Woo!
I posted a cast secret, a little description of Axbright. I made a map of Axbright using Incarnate, which is a really cool, fun software for making fantasy maps. And yeah,
it's great. It's really a cool map.
Jessica, about Fahima's
well
thoughts.
done. Yeah, very cool. And patrons get a chance to see the map of Axbright before we even roll into town, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, before it gets completely destroyed and overrun by demons.
Yeah, if we're going to Axbright.
That's not going to happen.
It's going to be wonderful.
Jeff, I can just imagine Jeff in my mind's eye as I'm making the map, just him holding up a printed version of it and just ripping it in half, lighting it on fire.
There you go.
Me? That doesn't sound like me.
Nice
It
place.
seems calm because no one is
Everyone's
alive.
dead.
There was also an episode of Arcane Artistry that went up recently.
Yay!
Fellas, you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, the Sean Merwin episode. If you are into hearing more about the behind the scenes of what it takes to create these role-playing games that we are currently playing, Sean Merwin is definitely the man to talk to. He's been doing it for a very long time. He's a writer. He's a game creator. He works for Ghostfire Games. If you don't know what Ghostfire is, check them out. They have awesome Kickstarters.
He also wrote on Descent into Avernus, right, for Wizards, and wrote and plenty of other stuff as well. Yeah,
he's
been
writing
for
Wizards for a long time.
Yeah, he writes incredible stuff.
Yeah, so if you want to know what it's like to work on the behind the scenes stuff, and get some insight into that creative genius, then the interview with Sean is a great place to start.
Indeed.
Awesome. And again, patrons are making that show possible. Patrons get it first. So please consider supporting the show. You can also support the show live with us. If you are here on Twitch watching, we have a number of ways that you can support the show and influence the actual story that you're about to watch. You can purchase advantages and disadvantages for individual characters. You can also participate in our Force tug of war between Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil. The way you do that is you buy balloons, either gold balloons for Team Force of Good or purple balloons for Team Force of Evil. You can also go big and get those potatoes, the golden potatoes for Team Force of Good, or the purple yams for Team Force of Evil. And I didn't even load up my thing yet. I have to check that to find out how we're doing over there.
This is definitely the time of year to be talking about yams. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready for some candied yams?
Making me hungry.
Yes, I am.
Yes, and those contribute to a tug of war. The winning team every week will enact, will empower a force card in the following episode. Way back in episode 101, Team Force of Evil
100.
came through big.
In our most epic battle ever, I mean, maybe
it really was.
It's Grim Fated, Changebox. Who else was that? Gosh, there were so many, and we love you all.
Fail
Thank
Waffle, I think, yeah.
Fail Waffle.
Incredible. And that has, in fact, put a Force of Evil card in effect for this episode.
Oh no!
Great.
Fans suggest the cards. They submit the cards. They write the cards for us. So don't blame us. Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
I'm telling you, Axbright's gone, guys. Gone.
The card that is in effect tonight,
Nuclear Bomb,
was submitted by Direnair. It is entitled The Price of Success. And it reads as follows. Whenever party members make ability or skill checks, in order to add their modifier, they must willingly suffer the amount of psychic damage equal to that modifier or settle for the plain roll.
Oh, Civ is in trouble, dude.
Yeah.
Anytime,
There goes
literally
my stealth.
anytime.
Yeah, that's what it says.
What is this one called?
James is
Called The Price of
resistant to
Success.
psychic damage.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that's so mean. I can't.
It's not called Team.
Episode.
It's not called a Force of kind of bad.
Wait,
Wow.
a quick-
Team Force of Fair.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quick game mechanics question. Can we take a portion of it, or do we have to take all or nothing? Because my stealth is like at plus 14, so
Yeah.
I'd be dead
Rogues.
after like
He's
3
gonna be.
checks.
No, I believe the spirit of the card is all or nothing.
So no portions.
No portion.
Correct.
Can you?
Okay.
Is that counting your proficiency bonus too? Can you take out your proficiency bonus, or is
Good
it straight
question.
up just plus 14?
It doesn't say
I mean, it says in order to add their modifier, so whatever your modifier is, you have to suffer that amount of psychic damage.
Is your modifier 14, or is it less plus your proficiency bonus?
I see. So we take proficiency out of it. It's just the modifier of the attribute.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I would probably say that the proficiency is part of the modifier, right? It
I mean, that's how we roll it normally,
it modifies
yeah.
the number that you roll,
Yep.
right?
I think
Yeah.
the spirit of the card is take the roll.
If Lily
or-
sings
Take
a
the
song
roll
in
or
advantage,
take-
she just dies immediately after.
Sorry, folks. I don't write
Nope.
them.
Which rolls
no.
are
I
these?
just read them.
Ability, skill, ability,
All
and
of
skill
them.
checks.
Yeah.
Ability checks. Ability
Yeah.
checks.
Ability
yes.
So not
skill
attacks,
checks.
because if
Not
attacks,
attacks.
Not
this is
attacks.
done. This is
Not
over.
attacks. Not attacks.
Shut up, Ron.
Non-combat. Yeah.
Woo.
All right. We did just get a couple of balloons from Witch Space. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
thank
you
you,
for that. I
Witch Space.
appreciate it.
We know what you did, though.
Speaking of the season, we're coming up on the holidays. What better gift
Woo.
than some delicious, wonderful, amazing Dungeon Run merch?
Ooh, tasty.
Do we sell
Ron,
edible merch now?
It's,
When
not
we get
that
our
I'm
dice.
aware of. So if you do find any of that on the line, it is not from us.
I find the t-shirts tasty.
No
They're
judgment.
delicious. We've got some more things coming. As I've been teasing, in a couple of days, we will be launching a couple of our holiday items. I'm very excited. There might even be some things you might like in there. Certain person's bowl, maybe.
What?
Just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave
So
it at that.
check that merch store.
Very
Ron
exciting.
is knocking it out of the park with new
Edibles
items.
and bowls. We're selling
Edibles
weed
and bowls.
paraphernalia.
we just got
Ixnay, Jared.
a golden potato from Red Robin 1972. Thank you, Red Robin 1972.
Yay!
Thank you.
Evil Yam from the Cosmic Lord.
Woo!
So right now we are at Team Force of Good at 48%, Team Force of Evil at 52%. It's those balloons that just got that extra 2% right in there.
Woo.
The Team Force of Evil is just barely ahead as our night begins. Jessica, you're going to tell me I'm forgetting to mention something?
Oh, I was just gonna shout out everyone in chat who's been supporting our stream so far today. We reached a level 4 hype train before we even began. Thank you so much. We got gift subs from Dusky and Witch Space, and That's Wildman and Vein Dead, Just Jules. So many gift subs. A lot of people subscribing with Prime. Thank you. If you didn't know, you can subscribe to our channel for free with Prime, and you get all those sweet, sweet emotes.
That's how I do
We
it.
also had tons of bits, tons of cheers from Fallstar, from Numera, Borkware Mark D,
Thank you.
VL Forever, Aunt Jetty. Who else? Who else we got? Mavieth? How do we say her name?
Mavith. It's Mavith.
Mavith. Thank you, Mavith. We love
That's
you.
my wife. She killed Suf.
I don't know about you guys, but the
Better
word
call her out.
Dusky always makes
Oh,
me
it's
smile.
well known in the community that my wife killed Suf.
Dusky.
All right, so have we covered everything, everybody?
Only
so.
last thing I'll say is scheduling wise, please remember we have the week off next week for Thanksgiving
right.
here in the United States. So no cool down, no show next week, but then we are back in December with 3 shows right up before the holidays. So don't miss out, but we can't wait.
And we are thankful for you. All right,
Very
with
much
that,
so.
one last thing to do, and that is light the torch. It started as a simple dungeon run, but that was a long time ago, and much has happened since then. It's time now for Dungeon Run 101, an adventurous course that encompasses a wide range of disciplines. Let's begin with history. 300 years ago, the peace and prosperity of the Ariate Age was shattered by war. A war so cataclysmic that the memory of everything that came before it was wiped away. 5 great champions of the realms gave up everything to end that war. They became the Wardens, 100-foot-tall elemental beings who restored the peace and watched over Ain in the years that followed. But there were those who were obsessed with the history of the Ariate Age and with recovering the knowledge of what had been lost. On one hand, a cabal made up of Ain's most brilliant and capable individuals who set about capturing the Wardens and exploiting their elemental power. On the other, a conclave of wizards known as the Natural Order, who noticed the Wardens' disappearance and began searching for them across the realms. The point at which our heroes collide with these two groups is where Dungeon Run 101 moves into art appreciation. When these 5 adventurers discovered a finely crafted antique, an amulet from the Ariad Age, they took it to a member of the Natural Order, a wizard named Torvald the Timid. Torvald identified the relic as the Secret Keeper's Amulet, a magical talisman with the power to break through the fabric of reality. It linked them to you, the Watchers of the Time Stream, and served as a conduit to affect their world, to send them boons and challenges and help shape their fates. It also connected them to the Wardens. The amulet had the power to reveal memories trapped inside the minds of those mighty beings, a way to finally understand the mystery of the Ariad Age and the War of Ideas. So the Heroes of Bingle began tracking down the Wardens, battling members of the cabal that held them, and witnessing the visions of the past unlocked by the amulet. Our Dungeon Run 101 curriculum now expands to geography, geology, and even marine biology. The team traveled across the land, finding the Storm Warden held by a mad scientist in a massive tower floating in the sky, the Inferno Warden restrained by a giant kraken at the bottom of the sea, and the Typhoon Warden trapped inside the bubbling lava of an active volcano. When they finally reached the top of that volcano, they found themselves face to face with the mastermind of the plot to capture the Wardens, a powerful spellcaster called the Ashen Mage. She had extracted 3 of the motes of power that had created the Wardens, but was not done yet. She sought to add to her cabal and offered Fahima a chance to join her side. But the offer enraged her ally, Vic, a rogue with ties to Civ's past. Vic lashed out, shattering a beautiful urn prized by the Ashen Mage. When it broke, it unleashed a massive wave of energy, which cascaded across the continent. As a result, strange and terrible new creatures began appearing in the countryside, leaving destruction and pain in their wake. The Heroes of Bingle faced these unusual monsters on numerous fronts. And here, our course expands to include forensic science and zoology. Analyzing the carcasses revealed them to be demons and seemed to solidify a connection to the fragmented shards of the urn. Worse, there were towns and cities in Ain that responded to the demon threat in a number of destructive ways. Study of Dungeon Run 101 certainly contains a large portion of political science, as the Heroes of Bingle were forced to deal with governments and leaders in Ain. In Uggo's hometown of Thorn, his brother Braca led the orcs into a disturbing symbiosis with the demons. This dark path prompted Uggo to depose his brother, defeating him in single combat and assuming command of the city. To further inspire his people, Uggo severed his bond with his ancestors, renouncing his barbarian roots and becoming a low-level paladin of the Candle Queen. When the team returned to James's hometown, the thriving metropolis of Turles, they clashed with the strict rule of Persta Samuels, a leader whose efforts to maintain security led to a moratorium on magic in the city. She forced a large population of magic users out into the shantytown beyond the walls, where they were defenseless against the demon horde. The team pleaded for Samuels to lift the moratorium, but it wasn't until a terrifying multitude of monsters stormed the city that she saw the error of her ways. As demons slaughtered citizens and razed buildings to the ground, it became clear they were searching for something. When an old foe from another time arrived, heralded by his swarm of black-winged ravens, the heroes realized they were in grave danger. The Lord of Crows had returned. Civ pulled the hilt of the Godslayer blade from his bag of holding. The incredible weapon had been hidden for ages by the Shazengao Empire, stolen from the Shazengao by the pirate captain Whitebeard, and plucked from Whitebeard's vault by the Heroes of Bingle. Civ called upon you, the Watchers of the Time Stream, to energize the Godslayer blade once again. He offered to slay his internal demons if you would help him slay this physical one. You heard his call, and the mighty weapon burst to life, glowing with power immemorial. But the Lord of Crows saw it too, and he had been waiting. He sent his murder of crows to pry it from Siv's hand, to bring the still glowing blade back to him, even as the 3 freed wardens arrived on the scene to protect Turles from this existential threat. If our study of Dungeon Run 101 tells us anything, it's that physics is irrefutable. The dice told the tale. The strength of innumerable birds was too much for the Tabaxi rogue. The Lord of Crows grasped the weapon and used it, plunging the charged edge into the eye of the Inferno Warden, ending him. The Typhoon and Storm Wardens swatted the Lord of Crows, but it was too late. One of the mighty wardens was dead. In the aftermath of the battle, the Heroes of Bingle pulled themselves together. Students of Dungeon Run 101 know that our course involves no small measure of psychology and occupational therapy. Over the course of the next day, each of them had a unique and private interaction with someone important to them. But the results confirmed that they were indeed on the right path. They made sure Turles was set to rebuild, and they headed north toward Fahima's hometown. They knew the wardens were dying without the motes of power to fuel them, but along the road, they saw how the wardens were using their remaining time, neutralizing demons and protecting Ayn. Though the demon threat seemed to be quelled for the moment, a check of the syllabus for Dungeon Run 101 shows a large number of assignments still outstanding. The team aims to find the Quake Warden, visit the grave of the Chrono Dragon Nonezeron, interrogate the Queen of the Dragonborn, locate the mysterious Illithid Lord Ereban, and reunite Fahima with her father, just to name a few. As we ended last week, the Heroes of Bingle rolled their rickety wagon over the stone bridge and into the town of Axbright, a small, quaint, slow-paced village on the river. Rambling across the cobblestone, they arrived at a small cottage, the first structure on the edge of town. There, leaning against the wall, Lily saw someone she recognized. And that
What?
is where we pick up this week.
Wait, so Lily wasn't magically whisked away to a place in her mind like the rest of us?
No.
Right.
No, what you in fact see is the wagon slow, and you see a gnome leaning against the wall of this little structure. He's holding a mandolin. He's wearing a green jerkin. He's got dirty blonde hair that's kind of fallen over one eye. And he looks up and he sees the wagon pull up and slow with Lily sitting in the front. And he says, "Lily Dumblestock, as I live and breathe."
Lily just like falls backwards into the wagon.
What?
Are you all right?
Oh, yeah. Hello. Hi.
I must admit, I never thought I'd see you again. Certainly not outside of Bingle.
Well, I took your advice.
I can see that.
What are you doing here?
Well, that is a long story indeed.
Oh.
I must say, you are even more beautiful than I remember.
Hema looks at Civ pointedly.
Uggo comes from back behind riding his bear like, "Hey, what did we stop for? Why are we not moving forward?"
Sorry, I saw an old friend. I'll go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just wondering why we had stopped. Okay. Well, hello.
Lily, aren't you going
Reid,
to introduce us?
This is Reid, everyone. This is my friends.
Reid?
Reid.
That's right. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Reid, you're from Bingle.
No, I'm not. I've visited from time to time.
2 weeks, right?
What? No. Well, Reid was the
So
reason
big.
I got into adventuring. Actually,
Is that
I
so?
mentioned it.
I'm impressed. You took the plunge.
Well, you were pretty convincing. So
Jeff, is Reid
yes.
hot?
He is.
Good question.
I mean, that's in the eye of the beholder, I suppose. But he is.
Perception
He
check.
is-
Actually, there's a score. There's a score for that, Jeff.
Is there a
It's
score?
literally on the sheet.
Yeah, wait. Answer me
Charisma?
this.
You can be hot and low charisma.
How nice is his haircut on a scale from 1 to
Right.
10?
It is. It is. Let me just tell you, it is falling just so.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
He is. He is. I would say it is impossible not to describe him as dashing.
So Lily has a type. That's what you're saying.
Roguish. He is dashing. Yeah. He's much shorter than Civ and not of the feline persuasion, but he is definitely. I mean, I think Fahima would recognize him as being attractive. Yes.
I'll pull the cart to a stop. Well, fancy seeing you in Axbright then.
Well, it turns out Axbright is perhaps the safest place in all of Iron to be right now.
Why is that?
I wish I could tell you, young lady. It's from what they tell me, there hasn't been a single demon attack in this city since, well, they started appearing. I fought my fair share on the roads and byways of this countryside, but I must admit, it's nice to find a little respite inside the city walls.
Jeff, does he have any visible weapons?
Yeah, you see a mandolin. He's got a dagger on his belt, but nothing else. He does eye Lily for a second. He goes, "My, that is quite a large crossbow you have there on your back."
Yeah, it's too big for me, but it has a stand.
I don't
So-
remember you firing crossbows last time we spoke.
It's a new addition.
A lot has changed since you saw her last.
Fahima looks at Lily and runs her fingers through her hair like this and looks her right in the eyes and goes,
Um,
You have a very strange way of speaking, Reid. Where are you from?
Oh, here and there, all over. I'm a traveler, adventurer of sorts. I definitely have fought my fair share of demons in the last few weeks, but
you have?
Insight check.
Sure.
I will
Yeah.
take the physical damage.
Wait, yeah, can we decide if we're going to take the physical damage before we roll or after we roll?
Boy,
Oh,
that's
it
a
does,
good question.
The card says that you keep the regular roll, so it sounds like it does indicate that we can actually roll.
We can
before.
see the roll.
Yeah,
and
I
then
feel like
decide.
that's the spirit of the card, is that you can
That
see
makes
roll
sense.
if you need to
Okay.
take it. Yeah.
Okay.
You have, however, advantage from change box that has been countered by syntax.
Thank you both very much. I will take the 4 damage.
Ow!
12 is my insight check.
Mm. You see Uggo wince from pain for some reason. And Uggo, you don't get any sense that this person is lying, and in fact, you do notice a couple of scars on his neck. It is as an orc, as somebody who has sized up people before, it's pretty clear this fella has been in a scrape or two.
How
We
long
were
have
just
you...
heading into town. Why don't you join us? We could sit down for a drink.
Well, I'm not one to deny a drink. I certainly would appreciate it. Thank you.
How long have you been here in Axbright? I'm sorry yeah.
Not long, it turns out. Seems our fates have crossed quite serendipitously.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Shall I meet you there. He looks at this wagon. You know, it's not nice. This wagon you picked up in Turles. It's you know, kind of clunky and a bit.
We used to have
plain.
a Vardo. It was bigger, but we
you've got some pigs and
I
chickens.
was gonna say, don't we have a bunch of livestock with us?
Yeah. So he's like, this is not a city renowned for its drinking establishments, but I suppose we could find something that will whet our whistles, so to speak.
We could meet at the
What?
inn.
Ian?
And there's usually a drink or two to be had.
Perhaps do we need to go get settled in first and then meet in a little bit?
Let's go to the house. Yes, Fahima?
Yes, absolutely.
And then-
let's check in.
Maybe we can meet you at the inn this evening, if you're around.
Well, that sounds fine.
Okay.
Great.
Well, it's so good to see you.
It's
really good to see you.
He bounds. He takes 2 steps. He's a short little gnome, and he takes 1 step off the porch of this little cottage that he's standing in front of, and he takes another step onto the ground, and then hops up onto the wagon wheel, and leans forward and grabs your hand, Lily, and kisses it, and puts it back, and he says, "I'll see all of you later." And he hops back down, and he picks up his mandolin and kind of turns the corner around back behind the little building.
Insight check on Lily.
Girl, do you need an insight?
Yeah, I feel like Lily's bright red. I'll just tell you, James. Anyway, so let's head to the house.
Yes. Right this way. And,
All right. So as the wagon moves through town, this is not a large town, but Fahima certainly knows her way through it. You don't really see too many people, but what you are struck by as the wagon starts moving through Axbright, such as it is that there doesn't seem to be any of the destruction, chaos, the problem of demons that you have seen in all the places you have been since the shattering of the urn on top of the volcano. This place doesn't seem to have been affected by it.
How do people seem? Or do we see like normal people walking the streets, going about their everyday?
The streets such as they are, this is very different than Turles. This is very different from Olsvash. This is very different from Thorin. This is not a big city. This is a hamlet, a burg, a village. It is, you know, you could go hours without seeing a person on the street here.
Oh.
You know, it's not that you don't see anybody. It's not that it appears abandoned. It's just slow. It's just sleepy.
Okay.
And, you know, I think as the cart moves through town, you can probably see a farmer tending a field in a location or so. So it's not as if no one's around, but certainly people don't seem to be active or concerned. It's just, Fahima, it's very much as you remember it.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Are there animals? Mice, squirrels, birds?
Roll me a perception check. You have advantage from change box.
Thank you, change box.
Does anyone else find this slightly more disturbing?
It was a perception.
That's right.
I'll take the 1 damage. Ow! 17.
You definitely do see some critters here and there. You know, it's not more or less than you would see anywhere else, but there's a bird here or there. There's a mouse, whatever, squirrel.
Uggo makes it very clear that there are animals around. That's new. That's different.
Right, good point.
Is it possible that something could be protecting this place, Fahima?
I don't know. I was thinking perhaps some abjuration in effect here, but there aren't any magic users. There might be a few, but they're just used for small, simple things. Maybe my dad had something in place. But we also know that the Ashen Mage was intercepting letters here, so it's possible that her touch has changed something.
When we
Do you
get
think
when we
the Ashen Mage could be protecting your town?
Who runs the place?
Well, really, there's no sort of and Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no sort of mayor here. It's really, there are certainly people who make decisions, but it's democratic and
More of a co-op than anything else. You know,
Yeah.
it's very much a very small sort of loose knit or group of like-minded, you know, simple farmers and shopkeepers. It's, you know, there's a general store. There's, you know, not a ton of residents. It's a, you know, it's a one stop sign town type of thing. You know.
everything
human
is sort
mama.
of traded.
Yeah.
Why?
I said like human mamas group,
Yes.
like the druids work
Yes.
together, common goal.
Yeah, but they're hidden by their nature. They're hidden for a reason, for security. This place is wide out in the open, and yet it doesn't seem to have made any difference.
Well, I
Jeff,
think we'll find
are there
our
any
answers if we go
wizards'
to my house.
towers?
No wizards towers. No.
Well, there's no wizards here, so it's clearly not a wizard.
Well, I'll go. Like I said, I grew up here, and my dad's a wizard.
He's not here, right?
I don't think it was exactly a secret, but I think we should go there
Yeah.
to figure it out.
Yeah, maybe when we stop, I'll cast some detect magic and see if there's some abjuration or something protecting it. But
Would it be possible for you to do it now?
it just takes me 10 minutes.
I think it might be helpful to do it sort of in the outskirts of town, the perimeter.
Yeah, well, I can have it for 10 minutes. I mean, it's just, you know, it's such a small town. I could start casting it in the back of the cart, but yeah,
Certainly.
I'll just walk around. It's fine.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll see if my dad has a scroll for detect magic. That's quite useful.
Mm-hmm.
You think he does?
Might.
Where
didn't-
is your home?
So you see this sort of the creek that runs up north there? It's
Mhm.
we just follow that for about 5 minutes until the brush thickens, and then we cross a little bridge and we're there.
Do you
And
still have
how-
a key?
How long have you been gone?
Well, out of game, how long have we been gone? I mean, she's only been gone since like right before the adventure started, so 2 months.
It's just
Yeah. You know, we have to consult with our wonderful.
It's a
Wiki.
little more, depending on how long you were gone before the events at Kippleturn.
She went straight there.
Then-
Wait, sorry, not Kippleturn. The initial
Yeah,
episode 1 story.
yeah,
that what you mean?
that is Kippleturn.
Okay,
yeah.
That's
okay.
Kippleturn,
So Kippleturn on the map is right next to Axbright. It's the
Right.
same distance as Turles.
Yeah. So it hasn't been, you know, months and months, but it has been months.
Yeah.
But not months and months.
Right.
Right.
All right. So you move along the creek. You cross over another little stone bridge and move through this sort of sleepy little town with these lovely little cottages that have thatched roofs. I mean, the architecture is even a little bit different than you've seen in the last several cities. It's much more homespun, much simpler, but you know, quaint and beautiful. The chimneys with smoke coming out of them. It's, you know, the contrast to the stress and constant danger that you've dealt with over the last several cities you've been into is pretty stark. So, you know, this feels it's Hobbiton. You know what I mean? It's very slow and sleepy and rural.
I'm picturing the town from Beauty and the Beast and Fahima's Bell,
Yeah.
basically.
There you go.
Algo is going to cast Detect Magic while they're strolling through town.
Okay.
And just trying to
Well,
a sense of anything that pops out other than the giant celestial bear that I'm on top of. But anything that looks, you don't. After what we just went through, Algo's very like, So there's a lot of suspicion about the calmness here, and just trying to see if maybe there's some sort of magical effect nearby that might indicate something is not as it seems.
So Detect Magic's range is 30 feet. As you're moving through the city, you're not really detecting anything within 30 feet that is magical per se.
Yeah, I mean, I'll move. Algo will move closer to buildings if he needs to in order to see what's going on, and kind of keep it like he's just getting close to see inside, see what's going
Right.
on. Like,
Yeah.
hello, we're new to the town, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I still think at this point, moving through the center of the town like this, you're not detecting any magic. As you get closer, perhaps to Fahima's house, you may start to see a little twinkle of magic. but there's nothing that pops now within 30 feet as you're moving along the creek.
Great.
So Jeff, just to establish this, at what point did it stop being demons being held aloft by lightning and turn into Axbright?
That 2-day journey that you took up north, it was a lot of that right outside of Turles, less and less, and then sparse, and then almost none for quite a stretch.
Oh wow!
And here you haven't seen anything like that.
Okay, so it's not like it's just the town itself. There was a series of time that we traveled where there wasn't anything weird going on.
Yeah, well, you didn't see any demons that had been eliminated by the wardens. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of implications for this, and I haven't quite wrapped my head around it yet.
All right, as you pass by some fields, and this is just you're not getting really a sense of the entirety of the thing, but you're kind of making a beeline to Fahima's house. And Fahima, as you're getting closer, you haven't been home in a while, and this is a town that you have not hung out in a lot. You've stayed home a lot. You're very much a girl that stayed indoors a lot. But there's still stirring familiarity. Unlike the other times that we've gone to people's hometowns, this is exactly as you left it. This is exactly as you left it. And as you kind of move through this glade of trees up to the north, set apart behind, your house is not in the main area of Axbright. It's going to set off. It has its own bit of land. It's set back behind a tree line. And as you do that, as you move through this tree line, I need everybody to roll me perception checks.
You have to take damage?
If you want to take your modifiers.
Okay.
Look at the total, then decide.
Yeah. So Civ, you have advantage from Diana, Elf the Knight.
Thank you, Diana.
Fahima, you have advantage from Kitty Scritches, countered by Syntax. James, you have advantage from Chloe with the flow.
Thank you, Chloe.
Like that. I'll you have advantage from Changebox, and Lily, you have advantage from 100 Bardic Inspirations, countered by Syntax.
Oh, okay. I got a 7.
I will not take my perception bonus. I'll just take my roll.
Okay. What did everybody get?
I got
16.
a 16 as well. I will take the damage.
Civ bites his lower lip and it begins to bleed, and I got a 19.
All right.
Okay, Lily does not take the damage and has a 7.
Lily is a bit
like everyone else has.
Yeah, a bit distracted.
I wonder why.
Right.
All right. So, Fahima, what was your final number?
16.
16. Okay. Fahima has a big grin on her face. Everybody else doesn't see anything. You don't see any structure beyond the tree line. Fahima, you see your house. There it is. Oh my gosh. It's exactly as you left it. It's delightful. It's your dad's place. It looks like it hasn't been touched. It looks like it's fine. There's no damage. Nothing has been disturbed. You see the garden out front. You see the kind of beautiful, colorful trees that are very different from the other tree line, the trees that your dad planted and you remember growing as a kid. There it is. It's your house. Everybody else, you see nothing.
Okay, well, we're here. It feels good to be back, finally. Oh,
There's
I see that
nothing here.
Mike and Azer.
It must be underground. She must live in the dirt.
Oh.
That's
Sorry, is this
not
a
how
joke?
she described it
There's
before.
the entry, though.
Where is your home,
Yes, it's
Fahima?
just right over the... You don't see the house.
That just looks like trees to me.
Yeah.
In the pretty trees. Do you live in the trees?
No.
Oh,
There's
it's-
a house here. I wonder...
Are you feeling all right,
No,
Fahima?
there is a house here. I wonder if there's been some sort of invisibility, abjuration magic. Okay, come with me. She'll lead them up, and she's going to
Wait. if there is some sort of this magic on the house, you're not aware of it?
Well, it seems like I don't have a feeling of the magic, right? I just see what I see, what I've always
You just see what you
I've
see.
always
That's
seen.
right. Yeah, and you. I mean, if what he's asking is, you are not aware that there was magic cast on your house, that is correct.
Oh, you were
Jeff,
asking
I'm
that in
assuming-
character?
It's some sort. Yeah, no, it's some sort of enchantment, maybe put on it by your father.
As Fahima jumps down and moves toward the house, and Fahima, as you walk up sort of the steps of the front, and you turn back, and you guys see Fahima disappear.
Ah, whoa.
Fahima?
That's a cool trick.
Ah! Okay, so you can't see me then.
No.
All right, so it does appear if you
Can we hear her?
the entire.
No, you can't hear her.
Oh.
Fahima?
Hello?
Fahima.
Fahima.
Oh, gods! I hope I haven't portaled.
I'm gonna leap off
Is
of
my house in
the
a
cart and
portal?
run towards that direction.
Careful, careful,
portal.
Civ. Careful.
What?
I
She
got him.
opens the door again
Is your
and
detect
walks
magic
out.
still going?
Oh.
As you run toward that, you run right past the point at which she disappeared. You run, there's a kind of an empty space there. There's trees all growing in that area, but you walk, right past the empty space where you saw Fahima disappear. You keep going. There's trees. You reach out, touch them. They are solid. There's no sign of Fahima anywhere.
She's not here.
I may have been wrong. There are wizards here.
Sophie-
Ugo, is your detect magic still going?
Yeah, Jeff, how long did it take us to get up the creek?
Yeah, if your detect magic is still going, you're definitely sensing some magic here.
I can't see nothing, but there's a lot of magic right all around me right now. I
Fahima's
just
gonna
realized it.
walk out of the front door again. Does she appear?
As you step down the steps, she just appears out of nothing, out of nowhere, almost like out of the tree itself. It's just there's Fahima.
What?
Oh. Okay. So you couldn't hear me, and you couldn't see me.
No.
Did you bring keys? Do we each need a key or something?
I think you're with me. You should be able to be permitted.
Oh, what if I
entry.
hold your hand?
Civ just
Can I hold your
tried
hand?
to. Okay, I mean try that. Civ just tried to follow you and nothing happened.
When
I'm
it- perhaps
still
if I-
here.
perhaps if I open the door. So she's gonna open the door.
Are you
Take-
holding Ugo's hand?
I'll take whoever's in front of me. Is it Ugo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take his hand and bewildered, Fahima's gonna try to slowly pull him in because to her this is just her house.
Right, exactly. The rest of you see Fahima and Ugo disappear.
Can you see it now?
Ugo, you see a lovely cottage in front of you. This beautiful front door. You're grasping onto Fahima's hand. It looks very
Please
handmade.
get a little too high, a little too tight.
Okay, so you can see it then.
I'm gonna come inside.
I can hear them out of the door.
Yes.
Okay.
To you, it appears that they are just standing in front of your house, not seeing it.
No.
Okay.
I know.
Oh my! This.
Wait a
okay,
minute.
She opens
We
the
have
door.
so- Oh.
What? Go ahead.
As you let go of Ugo's hand, Ugo, a tree is in front of you. Fahima has disappeared. The house has disappeared, but you see everybody else, and now you guys all see Ugo again.
I love this logic. Now, do I see Ugo in my house?
You
He's
see
just
them
confused?
the whole time. No, he isn't in your house, right? He was on the
He's now been
steps.
expelled.
Yeah, he hasn't been pushed out of the house or anything. You guys never went in through the door. You were
Okay.
You walked him up the pathway to the door. He was looking at the front door, seeing everything. As soon as you drop his hand, he's not there anymore.
Wait, should I grab his hand again?
To Ugo, he's not there. To you, he's still just standing right there.
Okay, I'm gonna grab his hand, pull him in, and then let go of his hand.
What?
And see if he can see the house if I let go of his hand inside the house.
Again, the rest of you see Ugo disappear again. Ugo, you are now inside a house. The door closes behind you. You and Fahima are standing there. She's holding your hand, staring at you inside the house. And you're now inside this lovely entryway. It's really kind of quaintly decorated.
Okay, don't move. And Ugo grabs in his bag and pulls out a rope and ties around his waist, and then ties a little bit around her waist.
That's
Okay.
not necessary.
And then lets go of her hand.
Yeah. As you let go of her hand inside the house, You still stay inside the house. The rest of you still don't see or hear Fahima or Uggo at all. You saw Uggo appear for a second, and then he disappeared again.
I figured it out. Uggo could be a wizard.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk back out. Okay,
Okay, hold on, let's go.
this is I'm pulling behind me. Okay, this is incredible. It seems as though my dad has sort of built a portal house, but I'm also a bit mad that I didn't know this whole time. He just said, don't let anybody come over. Don't bring anybody over. Oh, everybody, come inside. I want you to see my house.
While she's talking, Uggo's just slowly wrapping the rope around everyone's waist.
I don't.
Tying it.
I'll go.
How do we get in, Fahima?
We need
to
a
bring
rope.
you in. It seems that I myself am some sort of a lock.
A key.
A key.
I mean, a key.
Oh.
Sorry, a key to the lock. A key. Oh, so many keys.
Do you think this was here the entire time that you grew up here?
I think it certainly could be. I mean, I honestly wouldn't know. Jeff, did he ever bring anybody over to the house? Like any other wizards or?
Roll me a history check. Let's see if you can remember.
Oh my god, I've got a really good modifier that's gonna hurt.
Advantage. You have advantage from Goofus McDorkle.
So just to
Thank you,
establish this,
Goofus.
this means Fahima never had any friends.
No,
Yeah.
that's
ever.
true.
That is
That's
dark.
just true, period.
Some serious, like,
Why do you
creepy
think I had
gingerbread
such
house.
social issues?
Yeah.
Why she loves animals so much, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody piecing that together. Fahima really likes animals.
Oh. Only took 100 episodes. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so
His house is just full of cats.
Oh man.
Take it.
I rolled a 15. I'm not gonna take the damage.
I've got a bunch of healing.
Okay, I'm gonna take the damage. I rolled a 24.
I forgot what we were rolling for.
History.
to remember.
History. Yes.
I'll take 9 damage.
24.
She's trying to remember if she had any friends.
That hurt.
You don't. Now that you think on it, you don't recall anyone ever being here other than you and your dad. Lots of creatures came through, and you recalled that, and to you that felt like a population of things always coming and going, new ones coming in, being rehabilitated, going out, staying for a little while, leaving, him finding new creatures, you caring for them, naming them, getting to know them, having them leave. It always felt like there was a churn of coming and going in the house. But now in this moment, as you recall, none of those were people.
So, the answer to that is I don't know for sure, but no one ever came and went. So it's very possible that, yes, he just told me not to bring anyone over, but not because our house was a portal.
James finds himself making a cringe face and then tries to cover it.
This explains so much about you, Fahima.
Oh, it does.
So much.
Cringe face,
yes.
by the way, that's all demon.
Oh yeah, it's a demon cringe face zone.
Glass houses over
So
here.
no one notices that James is making any facial
Nope,
expression.
nope.
His cringe face looks like a sneer.
One of the rare
got-
rare advantages of the demon face.
RDF. Got some big
Resting demon
RDF.
face. That's
Can you
right.
tell I'm cringing?
Nope, everything's
Oh.
fine.
Nope, can't read your face at all, James.
Okay, so everyone's in now.
If you're all gathered, so how are we doing this exactly? Explain to me how you're getting into the house.
I will be staying
time.
outside of the house with the animals because someone needs to tend to them.
All right.
So,
Oh well, there's a fence. If
Yes, I tied
They
this
can
not
just-
for no
they
reason.
can graze, that's fine.
are we going to take the horses and the pigs and the chickens and everything inside?
No,
She says
but-
that's
but-
what her friends were.
Well, there is a menagerie, but it's not suitable for your typical. Right, these are food potentially. So, in the meantime, I think we should leave them out in the
Yes.
lawn. That there is a gate.
Sure.
Right.
Someone needs to brush down the horses and feed them as well as the chickens and the pigs. I'll take care of it.
I'll
you can
stay
show
out
me,
here with.
You can show me your house later.
No, I want to show you my home.
Show everyone else while I take care of the labor, and then come and get me.
Well, should
I
you
just-
want to, I'm sure we could have the the campsite minions or perhaps the unseen servants do the work for you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but isn't it gonna look like a sore fingernail if we leave all the animals outside and it's just blank, empty space?
Well, no one really comes down this way anyway,
Got it.
so it's
How
just
does the-
pasture. It's a fenced pasture.
How does the town feel about your father? Just do you know? I mean, just curious.
I'm sorry to be resistant here, but
Okay.
aren't we being watched? I just assumed we're being watched all the time.
Well, I have cast non-detection, so at least I'm not being watched.
I mean, Shothrogot's watching me, Candle Queen's watching you, Mr. Wiswas is watching Civ.
Yeah, I'll go just kind of side eyes.
I'm losing track.
Also, if we're in a portal, it might be helpful.
I have some work to do anyways, so take everyone inside, show them your home, and then you can give me a private tour later.
All right.
Okay.
Did you?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Yeah, no, please lead us inside.
So explain to me the
Lily's already
method.
holding hand.
Yeah, explain to me the methodology exactly of each person, how it's working.
Oh, goodness.
So all Algo has done is use a 50-foot rope to tie each of us together.
Right.
That's
And-
all that Algo has done.
Okay. Everybody else, you are with the rope? The rope around the waist. Is there anything else you're doing?
I
Holding
guess
on.
trying to hold on to like Fahima's shoulder or something like that, since that seemed to work for
Well,
Algo.
Fahima, this is what Fahima's gonna do to keep it easy. She's gonna stand in the doorway, straddling the one.
As soon as you walk up toward the doorway, you disappear to everybody.
What happens to the rope?
It's within a
what?
few feet of the door
like the entryway to the house.
of the house.
Yeah. So
What happened? Yeah.
what you see is a rope that just goes to nothing.
There's several minutes of now you're gone again. Now you're back.
Okay, so we find the edge of
That's right.
of the invisibility.
Nope,
and
nope, you're
she
gone.
Puts one foot out, and she's gonna start just like grabbing people's hands and
Okay.
All
Bringing
right.
them
As
in like
long as
toddlers.
all of you have physical contact with Fahima,
Okay.
Right.
you move into the inner up the ramp, and the door. She opens the door. You walk in, and this house, Fahima, is exactly how you remember it, exactly as you left it. You even see the note that you left for your father, with the dried and wilted Zethiri flower resting atop it, untouched, exactly as you left it. The rest of you see a house very much as you'd expect from your friend Fahima. It looks very much as she described it so many times, quaint and homey, warm, but a bit messy too. Bursting at the seams, baubles and trinkets overflowing on every surface, shelves and ledges topped with books and souvenirs from Conroy's many travels around Ain. Innocuous things, but interesting nonetheless. Bits of art and sculptures, framed drawings of strange and dazzling creatures, evidence of a life of curiosity and varied interests. The main feature of the house is a large library. It seems as though the entire residence was built around this area, a circular room with a high ceiling and tall walls filled with all manner of books. 2 large comfy chairs sit at the center, and a thin ladder on casters offers access to the highest shelves. You can slide around the shelves. And candles that have been burned down to mere nubs are strewn about, indicating many hours of candlelit reading. There are stairs, Fahima, that you know lead down to the basement menagerie.
everything looks.
There's also stairs up that lead to the bedrooms and Conroy's study.
And the torture chamber.
You're not
Because
here.
clearly
You're
her-
not here, Sid.
You're in
Clearly
the, you're
her
in the
dad-
yard.
Is a sociopath.
No,
I'm kidding.
he's a good man.
I'm kidding.
Everything looks just as I left it.
Is that? Oh,
Quick
go ahead.
question. Sorry, Morgan. Jeff,
Yeah.
we know that the letters were being intercepted by the Ashen Mage.
That's right.
So is there sort of a public mailbox in town then that they would have been intercepted from? Or do they get delivered? Where would those be delivered?
I'm not sure that would be clear to you. I don't know if that would be clear to you. I mean,
Okay.
this is I don't know if that would be something that Fahima would know.
Conroy was the one receiving and sending
Yeah.
letters, so
Yeah.
okay.
Stealing mail's a federal offense. You stoop so low, Ashen Mage. Really?
What were you gonna say?
No, yeah, it was exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. Was
Oh.
where is this mail? Maybe is there mail?
Fahima, how many times did you leave this place?
Not very often.
So
We did
just
most
the
of
once,
What do you mean leave?
like when you left
Like leave Axbright or leave my
the
house?
Yeah.
Leave my house? Oh,
Yes.
I would be sent on errands from time to time to run into the village. I would remain cloaked,
Okay.
of course, but because my hair tends to fire up when I get excited. But not very often. There were a few instances where I couldn't control my flame, so it was not very safe for me to be out and about.
Well, and I'm sure that wasn't all of it. I think part of what we're seeing here is that, and certainly by his actions, it seems to be that your father has known how special you are. Maybe not to the full extent, but I think he's known since the moment that you were born that there's something about you that other people want.
Well, he always said people don't like what they don't understand, and that I am different, and that they won't understand that. They won't understand my magic or what I'm made of. So that was always understood, but I didn't ever know the danger that posed until I left.
Well, this seems like a lovely house, but I am sorry to hear that you didn't have many friends or
I had friends.
much more.
Correct me if I'm wrong,
interaction.
Fahima. I don't want to interject here, but correct me if I'm wrong. Fahima, until right before you left, right? It never was an issue, right? You were never denied leaving. It was just, you had everything you wanted. This was the life you had, right? Is that correct?
It's correct that I never was like, well, I had said that I always wanted to go on adventures with
Right.
Dad, but he said it was too dangerous.
Right,
And I did know that I was different,
right.
and that's why I had to disguise myself going into town. But
I
yeah,
just want to
wasn't
spell that
ever
out for the
like-
audience that,
Yeah.
he wasn't abusing you or anything
No.
like
Right.
No,
that.
did it come off like that? No.
I was just
no.
worried that it felt like it was like, oh my God, this horrible man. I don't think
No.
that's Fahima's
She was
impression
chained
of
to
it.
a bedpost for her first 12 years of her
Mostly
life.
because
Somebody's
of what
gonna
Jared
clip
said.
just that
Yeah.
and show it to people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
the environment definitely seems homey and security rather than this is a prison.
Right.
yeah.
And the biggest problem was that he left and you were alone for a significant period. Yes.
Yes, I mean he would leave all the time. In fact, on expeditions, he sort of retired here. He grew up here when he was young, and then left, and then came back because it was quiet, sort of a retirement. But he would still leave, and the trips got longer and longer until he didn't come back.
Got it.
Did you ever look in his library to see maybe information about where he went or what he was doing?
Oh yes, I scoured his library. I couldn't find anything. But then again, at that point I wasn't as experienced, or I couldn't read some of the arcane writing that I might be able to read now. So I don't know. I think there could definitely be new discoveries. I want to go through his study.
You have an
Please,
office?
please.
Check on the animals. Yes.
Peruse-
Yes.
Peruse the house if you'd like, and yes, I would like to.
Well, this is happening. Lily's looking through the kitchen cabinets.
It's a well-equipped house. I mean, there's still even some spices untouched in the cabinets. There's dishes and goblets, and this is a place where two people lived for a long time, and that's the evidence that you're seeing in the kitchen proves that.
Is there some way to give us a key so like I could go outside and go find some food or cut down some wood and
There's lots of food still here.
oh. Is it weird magic food?
It's like spices and
Canned goods.
pantry staples.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing I'm sure my
I bet you
Ferdinand
can
can't cook
really
something up for
delicious.
us. Yeah. We just have to, if we're gonna have them cook dinner, do it before 7 p.m. because then they're off the clock. That's their new deal.
Oh, right. Union.
Yeah.
Came to a whole new collective bargaining agreement with
Yeah.
the unseen servants.
We're scene servants now.
Started with the name.
See me?
It started with the name. They didn't love that.
Oh my god.
I mean, I see them. I see the work that they put in.
Oh yeah. Oh, me too. There was just a misunderstanding, but anyway, we've come to an agreement. Fahima, can we see a room?
Well, first I'd like to go check on the creatures if you
Oh,
want to
okay.
go see
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
And she's gonna go first because she's not 100% sure that everything was in place for everything to be alive. So she's
It's the moment of truth
kind
right
of
here.
creeping down the
Moment of
stairs like,
truth.
oh no, am I gonna show my friends a bunch of dead animals?
And here is, oh my god!
Hamlet!
Oh, don't go in. No
Never
need to
mind.
look down.
What's that
Actually,
smell?
it's empty. That was a portal too. I'm not the key.
What's that pile of smells? No.
There's
Fahima,
one
as-
really well-fed monster down there. That's
As-
it.
Yeah.
As you walk
Just
down the
bones.
stairs, Fahima, you notice all sorts of exotic plants hanging in the planters from the ceiling. These are the, you were there when you left. These are the plants. Many of them are looking brittle from lack of water now. And you move down the stairs, these lovely exotic plants hanging from the ceiling of the stairway, and you walk around down low into this this walkout basement, this very large basement that's been converted into a menagerie, as you have done dozens and dozens and dozens of times over your life to care for the animals. And as you walk down to the bottom stair and you look into the large open basement, everything is a mess. Things are knocked over and broken. The ingenious little clockwork contraption that your father had devised to dole out dried food day by day is torn apart. Sacks of grain and feed are ripped open and emptied. A couple of the cages for the more unwieldy and dangerous animals have been busted open and are empty. And in the corner of the back wall, a pile of loose dirt surrounds a hole that leads out to open air. It looks like the animals chewed and dug their way out of the structure. The only thing remaining in a large metal cage hanging by a chain from the ceiling is a bulbous, headless creature with 4 small feathery wings atop its body and 6 short clawed legs below. It's covered in a short layer of orange fur. And despite the fact that it has no mouth and no head, no face, it seems to be humming to itself in a delightful fashion. Fahima, you recognize this as a Dijon.
Dijon.
Looks a bit like a yellow sack with wings and legs.
Huh.
And is
Furry
this
yellow sack with wings and legs, yeah.
omnivorous? Does
It has
have
no
psychic abilities?
So if you want to roll me a history check, if you want to remember what this thing is about.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. You have advantage from Labrador.
Thank you, Labrador. Oh, natural 20. Yes!
Nice.
Thank you, Labrador.
So you of course remember the Dijon very, very well. It is a magical creature that requires no food and no water. It in fact has no way to eat. It has no digestive system. It has no input or output holes in its body. It is a magical creature that is at once very beautiful and exceedingly dangerous.
Huh.
It creates sort of beautiful music and it's kind of a humming sound with the vibration of its wings. And it is capable of causing a lot of havoc in the wrong conditions. And the wrong conditions for a Dijon almost always are it's bored.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay. So could Fahima assume that this thing got so bored that it made a really annoying song, so annoying that the animals were like, I can't do this anymore?
Oh my
That's
god.
hilarious.
Look, we've all been a Dijon in our group of friends before. That's very relatable.
Okay, she'll shout up the stairs. You can come down.
I can't wait to meet all of them.
Well, it's not as it once was, and as she leads everybody in. So as you can see here, this used to be where we would house creatures, magical creatures, dangerous and not dangerous, from all over Ain for rehabilitation and study. Those creatures have now made their departure through this hole you can see over here, because this creature that remains, don't touch it, don't get near it. I know it's beautiful,
It is.
but
It's also in a cage.
Does it not have a face?
no face, no head,
Huh.
right.
just wings.
Everybody who's down there,
Oh no.
roll me a wisdom save, please.
Oh no.
Super bored.
So many rolls today.
Remember,
Oh,
if you use
no!
your modifier, you take the damage.
This
No,
is
no,
the
that's
Oh, no,
worst.
it's not
skill
ability.
checks.
That's right.
Skill
Skill
checks,
check,
not saving throws.
Oh, okay.
James, you have
okay.
advantage from Gateway Guy.
Thank you.
Uggo,
Thank
you have advantage from Changebox. Lily, you have advantage from Changebox. Fahima, you have advantage from the Cosmic Lord.
Thank you, Cosmic.
Thank you, change box.
Okay.
25.
21. No.
I rolled a 2 and a natural 1.
Oh no.
So did I.
26.
Oh
I rolled a nat
no.
1 and a 2.
And I only have a +1, so
And I have a +5.
3.
So 7 for me.
All right. So, what did you roll?
Sib's sitting pretty in the yard.
Yeah.
25.
25.
Everybody's
And
judging
Fahima,
me
what
for
was
not
yours?
wanting to go inside
Rolled
the creepy guy's house.
I rolled the 26.
I know.
Okay. So, Uggo and Lily, you turn to each other, slap each other on the face, turn and run as fast as you can into the nearest wall.
Oh.
Just as fast as you can into the nearest wall, and you each take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
No!
Oh.
No. Hey. Oh,
Okay.
What?
okay.
Right.
This little song in your head seems to have just forced you to do that. It got under your skin. It just made you do the most ridiculous, dumb thing you could possibly think of in that moment. And that's what it was.
Barbara!
I'm
Don't
sorry.
you do it, Barbara.
What did
You
I
guys
This is how
do?
you treat my friends after I'm gone for so long.
This strange, lilting, almost haunting, like humming from these wings that are rubbing together.
I am so sorry. To prevent that, I would just I would recommend plugging your ears just for a moment while I speak to this creature. How intelligent is it? Can it understand my
It
language?
is extremely intelligent.
Oh boy.
Barbara. Hi, dear. I know I've been gone for a long time. I know. You look great. I can see that you have sung your song so many times that all of our friends have left. They were here because they were healing, and because some of them were endangered. So I hope that they were able to survive. Some of them will not be able to, but that's all right. It's okay. I'm glad that you're still here. These are my friends.
James casts detect thoughts on Barbara.
Okay. First of all, I need Fahima to roll me a persuasion check. You have advantage from Gateway Guy.
Thank you.
And it needs
It
to
works.
roll a wisdom save, right?
Yeah, of certain creatures, yes. So it's not, doesn't have to be a humanoid. For surface thoughts, Let's start with surface. Yeah, okay. Let's yeah. No, I want to get surface thoughts first because the spell ends if it saves against it. So I want to at least get some feeling out of it.
All right. So
I rolled a
what did you roll?
10,
A 10 for persuasion she rolled.
which seems
Okay.
appropriate.
And me. Hang on.
I wish there was like a
I rolled a
persuasion
7.
mixed with an animal handling check.
Great. Okay.
So the insight that you get into its thoughts are, you get sort of these waves of emotion that are emitting from this thing. It is clear to you, this thing kind of the humming, the sort of weird. It's sitting in this cage. It's got what did I say? 6 legs.
Yeah.
And
6 legs and 4 wings.
Four wings, and it looks like this lump. I mean, this sack of yellow and sort of orangish fur,
Gorgeous.
and it's just sitting there like a lump. But James, you sense that this thing is immensely powerful. This thing is a very, very powerful creature.
Okay.
And the insight that you get into its thoughts are, it is mildly interested in new stimuli that has entered its room in the form of you people, but it is so bored. It just wants anything to happen to entertain it.
What does it like, Fahima? What does Barbara normally enjoy? She's incredibly bored and not happy.
Jeff, did you have a reason why she was rehabilitated, or can Fahima kind of explain?
I think Fahima would probably know enough to know that in a lot of ways, the Dijon was around to sort of be the sort of what's the word I'm looking for?
Morale officer? No, I don't know.
The spiritual leader of the room. You know, making everybody feel cool. Just like keeping everybody.
Moderator.
Yeah, making everything feel great. It basically creates what this creature can do is incept sort of emotional peaks and valleys into people using its music. It actually feeds off of chaotic energy, weird changes in tone and mood.
We need to get as far away from this thing as possible.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the Heroes of Bingle worst enemy.
They absorb currents of lost energy and dance and sing to themselves, and occasionally try to catch the attention of others and make friends.
Is it rare? Is it maybe the last of its kind?
It is exceedingly rare. And immensely powerful. I mean, this is a creature that could kill you all.
Whoa.
It's a CR-24 creature.
Is it delicate?
Huh?
Does it need a very particular environment?
No, not particular. I mean, it just needs stimulation, and usually it gets plenty from the other creatures in the menagerie that are there. It usually is very pacified and happy by sort of playing the changes in mood that are happening around it, reacting and absorbing all of the various creatures that come in and out. It's the creature that's sort of been around your area the longest. You remember it from when you were a little kid. It's always sort of been there, keeping the peace and being the sort of rock of constancy in this ever-changing menagerie.
And sorry for all the questions, but
Sure.
When it told Uggo and Lily to run into the wall, was that a command, or is that sort of random?
It didn't tell them to run into the wall. It sort of sparked the most ridiculous thing they could do in that moment, and that's just what came out. Rather than me telling them to do something ridiculous, I just dictated it. But yes.
Oh,
Should
so
we
she's
let
bored.
it go?
No, definitely not. This cage, I don't even know if I could open it if I tried. My dad had a very, very difficult time obtaining and containing
I mean,
Barbara.
she seems somewhat, she doesn't seem injured or anything like that still. She seems all right.
Wait, so you're saying she's bored?
Yeah, Lily and I'll go, maybe you should leave the basement.
Well, just James, you too. We should all be keep your fingers here on your
Right.
ears to sort of plug them in case she decides to
Oh,
sing
right.
again. I'm just okay. I have the belt. So I'm gonna start to
What do you...
fill in the hole that's in the side of the room.
Okay.
And as I'm talking to them about Barbara, I don't really know what to do with her, but she does seem like she might be useful to us if we could convince her.
The
Okay.
belt around Fahima's waist starts to glow a bit, and the gem at the center where the belt buckle would be, it starts to vibrate, and you see the bits of rock and stone and dirt around that hole that has been chewed and ripped away by the escaping animals sort of reform itself, moving on its own, and it becomes almost imperceptible that there was ever anything that was wrong with that area.
Nice.
Jeff?
So before we leave, I need to come up with some sort of contraption to keep her entertained while we're gone. Otherwise, she's going to. I don't know what her capability is. I don't know how long my dad's cage is going to keep her. But that's a problem I'll ponder tonight.
She could cause a lot of damage. I'm already getting that.
Jeff?
Yeah.
I'll go activates Divine Sense within range, 60 feet.
Mhm.
And just this Barbara.
Yes.
Is it Celestial Fiend or Undead?
It is. I mean, technically an aberration, so no, it is not.
Okay, so none of those. It doesn't ping any of those. And
Yeah.
is the area under the effect of the Hollow spell?
No.
Well, she's not a celestial or a fiend, or certainly not undead.
Well, this is something to think about because, I mean, Fahima, we can't stay here for too long. We need to continue on our way north. I mean, if you think you can come up with some sort of way to keep her entertained for quite a while, I mean, that's something, but...
Well, can she hear us? I don't even see any face holes.
She can hear you and she can understand you as well.
Yeah,
as you
I'm
understand
still
her.
detecting thoughts. Yeah, she's listening to us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything
no,
is.
very much. Yes, she could definitely hear us.
And I can't, I'm looking it up, but I wouldn't be able to create a permanent teleportation circle here unless I was here for a year,
It
right?
takes a
Correct.
year.
Yeah.
Well, I'll think about it tonight. This is a problem I'm going to need to ponder, but a couple things. I need to figure out a way to keep her entertained so she doesn't wreak more havoc, and there's also potential use for an incredibly powerful creature, an ally to me,
I see that.
who can be quite persuasive, as we've seen.
Sure.
Just something to think about.
Yeah, but I
Right.
don't want to just slap Lily all the time and then run into a wall, you know?
No.
As cool as that might look to you, that hurt my
This-
face.
Sounds
This
like a
would
great
be-
afternoon.
I would absolutely consult with my dad. God's willing, we're able
We
to
can
speak
do that.
soon. Right, through the dream or...
Mhm.
Yes. But, like I said, problem for later.
Mhm.
Not cool, Barbara.
I am concerned. She can understand you.
Let's
although-
just-
Well, good. It's not cool. It
Well,
wasn't.
she might... Actually, you know what? She might be entertained by that. Conflict seems to be entertaining to her. She always liked it when the creatures...
I mean,
would
I'm
fight
just
and
getting the
one
sense
another.
that she's happy to see anybody and enjoying the little bit of, back and forth as...
I mean,
as-
you definitely, if you're still detecting thoughts, James, you definitely sense a bit of mirth from the Uggo and Lily moment. I mean, that is what this creature, enjoys, is certainly in this moment.
Maybe you could play something for Lily?
Lily raises the flute to her lips as blood trickles out of her nose.
Don't suck.
Lily's just playing a gentle flute song and backing towards the staircase.
All right. Meanwhile, Civ, what are you doing outside?
I was actually being legitimately honest. Not only do I want to take care of the animals and brush them and feed them and what have you, but I also have some etching and some carving I'd like to do. I'd like to carve into my armor, my blades. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
All right.
I'm just carving words.
Whittling. Just
things.
whittling.
Yeah.
Just out in the outdoors.
Whittling the day away.
To you, you're in the middle of a clearing of trees.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Peaceful. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
For once you're able to sit outdoors without worrying about demons pouncing out of the woods.
Hanging out with the chickens and the pigs.
It's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to go back and ask quickly before she covered up the hole. I didn't think about this at the time, but I think she would have tried to see where the hole comes out. So
Yeah.
Would it, because of this whole portal situation, would that be possible to find out where it came out?
I mean, if you would lean down and looked out the hole, you would see behind the house. You would see,
Okay.
The little garden back there, all the land around the back of the house. It would appear to you as if nothing was strange about the house. You open the front door, it's the outside. You open a window, it's the outside. Everything from inside the house appears as completely normal.
So it's not like the house is on another plane necessarily. It's more that it's protected, enchanted, somewhat, with like an illusion spell, an intense illusion spell.
But you're not able to tell, neither of you.
I mean, I can with some time, maybe.
Hey, is that thing downstairs why there's no demons around?
Good
Perhaps.
question. I don't think it could have that kind of.
I mean,
No.
if she was so annoying that scores
But
of
then-
monsters tunneled their way out and broke through their cages.
Yeah, but then why isn't the rest of the town driven away?
That's true.
No,
No, maybe
I don't
they'd-
think so.
Is it always got to be like random slap each other and hit the walls? Could it be like, oh, we're loving families?
I think it could basically be whatever it wants, given how powerful that thing
Good.
felt.
So what you're
Yes.
telling me is what I said is plausible.
Could be.
It's plausible.
It's been here in the basement in a cage, though.
Also, what does serendipitous mean?
Lucky.
Fortuitous as well.
That
Right.
guy likes Lily!
What?
Right. Yeah, we sort of buried the lead.
Should we talk about that while Siv's
Yeah,
not
let's
here?
go upstairs.
I just figured
Lily's
that
other
out.
side of her nose starts bleeding.
As you guys will start
Just
walking
take psychic
upstairs, James, the thought that is still lingering in your head as you connect to Barbara is, don't leave at the interesting part.
All right, but maybe we should have this part of the conversation in front of Barbara. I bet she'll enjoy it.
I think she will too. Lily, what is the deal with Reid?
Well, there's no deal. There's no
He
deal.
Liked your haircut.
Yes. Well, Reid was the reason Reid was the first person who came to Bingle and talked to me like someone who could leave Bingle.
Huh.
And is an adventurer and told me lots of stories and
Incredibly handsome.
Is that's true? And
Good looking gnome.
Did he
Yeah.
tell you these stories alone over a cup of
over a
alcoholic?
campfire.
Oh.
Yes. Also yes.
Did you kiss like friends?
No, we never kissed.
Oh.
Like friends
Bill kind of
or
looks sheepishly
enemies.
at Fahima.
Where?
Oh.
Just, I mean, listen. I don't want to pry. It's your business.
I do.
Yeah. Well, yes. What else is new?
You had a Midwestern accent. I do.
Why do they?
Want to know?
Who's that handsome boy? Where did you leave it, if you don't mind my asking? Sounds like it was fairly open-ended.
Well, yes.
Right.
I've always left things pretty open-ended.
And he just sort of left.
Well, yeah, he was off on his adventures.
Mhm.
He's seen some stuff for sure.
Is
Oh,
he
yeah.
Is he trustworthy?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I mean, we need more friends.
Yes.
Well, I trust him as far as I can throw him, and that's pretty far. So I guess
Yeah.
I trust him a lot.
You trust me as far as you can throw me?
Much
Yes!
further.
Much further. Well, I don't know. I could probably throw you pretty
Let's
far.
not test that.
No, I
Maybe
wasn't
someday
saying so.
we could use your healing and we could try it out.
So,
Like this experiment concept.
not that you have to put any kind of label on it or anything, but you and Civ, and then you and Reid,
It's
and then
not
Civ
great.
and Reid.
James, I don't need to be here for this part of the conversation. James is going to awkwardly walk away.
Barbara's like,
James.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good.
It sounds good.
Yeah. A
What?
lot of people like you, Lily.
Well,
That's incredible.
I honestly didn't ever think I'd see Reid again. I kind of, when he left, wished that I had told him how I felt. So it's a bit complicated there because it's a bit unsettled. But then there's Civ and Civ and I, but Civ and I haven't really been talking much lately, and that's complicated, and I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see how your feelings develop.
Fahima,
Here.
I'll go. And James, even though I know you're not listening, I can see you on the stairs.
Fine, yes, I'm standing right here. I'm only a few feet away. I didn't go all the way upstairs. Caught.
You know how I always said that I was scared about love because people left after 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
But I've been thinking about it lately, and I was wondering if maybe I kind of also left after 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Well, like I was done after 2 weeks. Like I put the blame on them, but maybe it was my fault.
There's no pressure to that, no? I mean, that's very, yeah.
Oh.
You don't need to be ashamed
I didn't
of
like
that.
leave like they left, but like I'm playing the victim, but maybe I wasn't the victim. You know?
You left in spirit, not in form.
I mean, I will say this, Dumblestucks are notably fickle, and it's not my proudest trait, but we are.
I'm pretty ficklish myself.
Ficklish?
Yeah, well, ticklish, ficklish. Is that all right?
It's
Oh.
good. It's good to be aware of our own faults and our own proclivities as far as things we're drawn to, things we're things that disgust us.
Aren't you
or
glad
whatever.
you stayed, James?
I am. Yes, fine. No, I'm sorry. I just
Look, you look
Anyway.
like a demon. I still love you.
thank you.
Well, you've stayed with Civ for quite more than 2 weeks.
Yes,
So
But-
It could be said about all of us.
you're capable of it.
that's true. It's true. I don't know. I feel confused.
What do you want?
I don't know.
Hmm.
The confusing part.
That's
Listen.
the confusing part.
Barbara, I wish you could join us for the rest of this. I'm sure
Well-
you'd be entertained.
I was just about to say that, Lily, as you're saying this, you know, having failed your role earlier, you
no.
are all of a sudden just filled with this incredible satisfaction for having shared openly what you've said. This feeling of
Nice.
it feels extremely good to you that you. That you
Barbara's a
went-
therapist.
No, she's not.
No.
A reluctant therapist, maybe sometimes.
Right.
I'm
Okay,
so
well-
happy I told you all.
Good.
I'm happy you shared with us, me too.
Well, I am. I'll try not to gawk at you. Okay, I'm just.
I just don't know what to do. I feel like I'm really in a bad spot.
No, it's not a bad spot.
No.
Look,
I wish
Only
I
time
had
you're going
two
to be in a
people
bad
fawning
spot.
over me.
I'll go.
What?
People are fighting over you a lot.
I didn't say fighting. I said fawning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want people to fight over me. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's happened a lot.
It's not always true. There are some ideas where maybe you'll fight over me, be okay.
I bet there's some orcs that would fight over you.
as long as you're being truthful and expectations are clear.
Exactly
Right.
what I was going to say.
Right.
Yes. And also
Yeah.
maybe seek out the truth if you don't know it.
Right. I mean, Grammy told me this is why you don't get involved with your friends.
Well, it is very serendipitous that you met him because now you can have the conversation.
That's true.
That was a great
It's
use
true.
of the word.
Well done, Ogo.
Good job,
Thank
Ugo.
you. Thank you.
Okay, well, shall we, go up to the study?
Yes, I definitely want to get a look
Yes.
at that library.
Oh, yeah.
As you guys walk up the stairs, Ugo, for reasons that you don't understand, you turn and leap off the stairs face first and land on the ground. Poof.
How much damage do I take?
3 points of bludgeoning.
I totally did that on my own. That was definitely something I wanted to do just now.
Are you all right?
No, yeah. Maybe.
All right.
Ugo gets himself up, looks in the looks in the direction of Barbara, and suggests that your friends make a wisdom saving throw.
On a
Careful.
CR24 creature?
Careful.
Still the same Ugo.
I love this.
Ugo doesn't know that. Ron does. Ugo does
Oh.
not know that.
I rolled a nat 20.
No! Oh my
I'm not
god.
even joking. I'm not even joking.
Oh no.
R.I.P. Ugo.
Gonna start digging your grave now.
What Ugo says in the sentence, the two sentences that he said in the suggestion is, perhaps we should stop doing that since we are friends.
As you suggest that, you conjure the magic, your words focused and trying to influence the mind of this creature, and it is clear to you that it is impenetrable. This mind is vast and and much more powerful than you anticipated. And as you're saying it, all of a sudden your tongue doesn't want to cooperate with you.
What is happening? What?
Don't mess with Barbara.
You win this time, Barbara. Ugo walks up the stairs, attempts to walk up the stairs. You win this time, Barbara.
Okay. All right. So you guys, everybody makes their way back up to the main floor. You guys are going to the second floor. Is that correct?
To the library in the main floor.
Okay. The library. Yeah.
I'm dropping them in the library if they want to look, but I do want to head up to Conroy's study on the second floor.
This is the library that you've heard Fahima talk about over and over and over again. It's where she spent so much time learning about the world and being so interested and reading stories. And every time she's ever mentioned over the course of knowing her for 100 episodes, every time she's ever mentioned, oh, my father told me that story. I read that in a book. Oh, have I heard that? Have I heard of that? All of it was because of this place, these volumes around you. So it very much is a, it's not exactly the library in Nightstone Abbey, right? It's not that kind of vastness. And of course, all the books that we know in Ain, save one, were written in the last 300 years. But it is still a very respectable place with lots of great stories. There's fiction, there's nonfiction. It's just a place. In contrast to the Nightstone Abbey library, this is a place that seems like a person that just loves reading, just loves learning, just loves the written word, loves knowing about things. And it seems clear that was shared with Fahima as well.
So it's not like I go looking for rare stuff first, probably. So I don't find anything.
I don't think you would find any.
Menagerie the Keen books.
Yeah,
No, I don't think you're not going to find anything that you wouldn't find in Turles. I mean, maybe there's a few things, written by Conroy. There's a few tomes you could locate that were written by Conroy that wouldn't have made their way to Nightstone, but those would be, comprehensive analyses of creatures, drawings, anatomical layouts of these fascinating creatures that he's come in contact with. So nothing that would directly apply to this quest, perhaps, but probably interesting to James in some way.
Anything on demons or the old ones?
Roll me an investigation check.
Thank you.
You have advantage from Z-Man 9018.
Thank you, Z-Man.
Def Uggo's going to look for Candle Queen
Definitely taken the
and religion in general.
damage. For a 19, I get a +6 to my investigation, but I am resistant to psychic damage, so it's only 3 points.
Nice. Uggo, you have advantage from Changebox on your investigation check.
Thank you, Changebox. I rolled a 2 and a 4. I will not take my modifier because it's a negative.
You're having a
Although,
real,
I have a question.
You're having a
If I
real
take
Ron
the
Ogden
negative-
night.
If I take the negative modifier, do I heal a point?
Interesting. That's kind of awesome, actually. I kind of love that.
I will take the negative
I kind of love that.
for a
That is
3.
funny. That is funny.
All right.
19.
Ron, not only are you unable to find anything, but you are unable to communicate any asking for help to James. Your tongue doesn't work.
Uggo,
Yep.
what? Oh,
It starts with a D and ends with an Arbra.
come here.
Please be careful with her.
I could do it myself.
I just grab Uggo's tongue.
Well, I'll go. You go ahead.
Oh, you can go do it if you want to do it.
She grabs my tongue, and Uggo just sticks his finger on the bottom part of his tongue and casts Lesser Restoration.
Well, okay. I mean, it is not. It's a psychological effect. It's
Oh
not a
yeah,
physical
it's not a
one.
physical one.
Your
I
tongue
mean, he
isn't-
still would try it. But
Yeah, your tongue isn't actually any larger. It's just your brain forgot how to use it.
I don't think it's typical.
Okay.
Wow.
I love it.
Well, it's not the worst thing.
So I go outside with Fib,
Sure.
but don't forget about us out there.
No, of course not.
And Uggo walks out the door.
Yeah, and as he walks out the door, to you all, it looks like he walks out into the front of the house, and the door closes. And to Civ, it looks like Uggo appears out of nowhere behind you as you're whittling. But let me just do James real quick, because James,
Good.
you are able to find some books about demons. They are basically what Fahima knew about demons when we started this adventure, right? It's it is a textbook here, or some stories there about what a demon is, how it works. There's nothing that's going to illuminate any kind of great understanding more than you have already.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Outside,
so
does Uggo's tongue start to work?
yes.
Okay.
Although I really wanted to see a scene with you and Civ.
Sif, oh great, it works now.
Are you all right? You see that I'm currently carving or etching into my armor. Looks like words.
What are you writing?
It's just a poem. I figured I was,
Would you do that on my mall?
yes, of course. I'm just trying it out.
No, yeah.
Right.
Looks good.
I'm used to writing on paper, but I figured why not do it on something else, like leather or wood.
Or skin.
Sure, I'm not quite there yet, though.
Oh, I meant like tattoo.
Right. I'm saying I'm not good enough to do it on someone's flesh yet. I'd rather perfect my abilities and then try something that way.
There's I don't know, it kind of looks like a cat with wings and no face.
You mean one of the creatures?
Yeah. His name is Barbara. And apparently it can make you do things with its mind. I slapped Lily and ran into the wall, and then I jumped off the stairs face first.
It
Oh, my
hurt
tongue.
you.
Yeah,
Why?
it was bored.
So a powerful creature hurt you because it was bored.
Yeah, it's not the first time, huh?
True. What's going on in there? What are they doing?
House of Wizards. That's pretty much.
I see. So they're going through all of his belongings.
There's a library and
Right.
basement with a stupid cat thing with wings and no face.
Right. Well, all
Say
of
I
the
want to
animals,
punch it in its stupid face, but doesn't have one. So sorry, I'm a little.
perhaps
bit
you should leave the powerful monsters alone.
came out here with you. Although you are also a powerful monster, I guess.
Well, to some, yes.
No.
If they're going to be there a while, perhaps we should go into town.
Okay,
The animals are all taken care of.
right. Should I bring the bear?
No, I think it'd be best to leave it here. It can protect the animals.
Ugo looks over the bear. Don't eat them.
It
I'm
growls.
watching you. Okay, let's go.
And I'm gonna take Ugo on a tour of Axbright. I want to see the rest of the town.
All right.
I'm fascinated by a town that doesn't seem to have much in the way of criminality.
Yeah, very much true. Very
We
much
are both fascinated by that.
true. All right. So the two of you set off and find your way.
I will leave a note. I'll write something and leave it on the cart, just saying Ugo and I are going into town to do a walkabout and perhaps get to drink with Reid.
All right. So the two of you write the note. You set off through the tree line and back toward the creek, and you kind of retrace your steps where you came with the wagon. And it takes a little bit, and you move into town. It is a very small town. It is, in fact, why don't we take a look at Fahima's lovely map?
Ooh.
Hang on a second.
Yay!
Let me find it. What did I do with my window? Here we go. If we go to the map room
Oh, it's in the map room.
now, well, it's the way I can
Fancy.
show things.
Yeah.
It's the way I can show things. Oh wait, oh yeah.
So cool.
Did we get there? You guys see it?
Not yet.
Yes.
Oh wait,
No.
oh there.
I can see it.
Yes.
So cute.
So kudos to Jessica for making this, but the residence, such as it is, it would be not visible to most, but Fahima would write a map with the house at the top center there, in the north. And Sean isn't able to see it. You haven't gotten that yet.
We're waiting.
If you look closely, there's a giant spider on top of.
Is that really?
Yeah,
That's fun.
that's it escaping out of the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should.
It's-
Are you able
it's
to
in
go to the map room and get it, or no? It's in the map room. There you go.
Ah, there we
Awesome.
are. Lovely.
All right. So here at the top, where I'm pinging, is the house, and so you guys are kind of moving through this tree line in the top center, down along the creek.
Mhm.
And where would you like to go? For the east side or the west side?
Yeah, I'm assuming my street urchin abilities still have effect even in small towns like this. What I'd like to do is to do a quick, because it's not a big town, to do a
No.
quick loop around the main part of the town.
Okay.
So it looks like where most of the buildings are where the most people might be, it would be on the west side of the map.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So do a walkabout in that area and try to locate the inn but also just see what all is available in this town, what else is going on, what the people are doing, what they're talking about, what's happening, that kind of thing.
All right.
Jeff, on the west side of the map, is that a church? Or
such as it is. Yeah, I mean, it's not
of some sort.
Yeah, it's not it's not going to be a big church, but there's a bit of reverence for the custodian.
There's a little patch just to the west of the church that you could see if you zoom in, and it's a statue of the custodian, and there's flowers planted around.
Whoa!
Look at the detail. Look at her.
Beautiful.
Amazing. Well done.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, if you guys kind of ingratiate yourselves, if you want to roll me some persuasion, or however you'd like to attempt to kind of talk to folks that don't know you, or if you want to search for Reid, you can do that. Tell me what you'd like to do exactly.
Well, I'm assuming Reid's at the inn, so I wanted to locate where the inn was at. But before we go in the inn, I just kind of wanted to see more of the town and see what the general population is like. So I guess that would be persuasion, just to kind of get the pulse of.
Yeah, I mean, this area to the west here is where the inn would be, such as it is. I mean, it's not an inn like you're used to, either of you. It is very much a B&B.
Sure.
We're generous to even call it that. This is a one-horse town. This is very, very rural.
Right.
And
do I spot anybody that looks like a possible criminal whatsoever? Are there any thieves' camp markings or anything like that anywhere?
Roll me perception. You have advantage from a win for Civ.
Jeff, I don't know if this background feature has come into play quite yet, since this is the first time we've been in a small town with commoners. Ugo has a feature called Heart of Darkness. Those who look into your eyes can see that you have faced unimaginable horror and that you are no stranger to darkness. Right. Though you might fear you, commoners will expend you every courtesy and do their utmost to help you. Unless you've shown yourself a danger to them, they will even take up arms to fight alongside you should you find yourself facing an enemy alone.
Great. Yeah. So I think that definitely would come into play here, as far as people reacting to you with kindness and going out of their way to help you. What was your role, Civ?
Civ is going to I'll say he kind of picks at that scar on his face because he's thinking of his past, and I got a 25.
Ooh. All right. You are able to, I think both of you recognize the fact that people here are kind of inordinately nice. There definitely doesn't seem to be any thieves' camp that you're aware, that you notice. There doesn't seem to be much worry for that. The only thing you pick up on in talking to people is that there's been some disturbances in a few locations around town, that people have noticed some strange creatures messing with some of the crops. And in fact, a few folks have been offering a bit of gold to anyone that's willing to just get rid of them.
I'll definitely inquire about that.
Ugo kind of leans over to Civ. I think those are Fahima's animals.
Right. Well, you and I both know we're very good at doing specific kinds of work.
Yeah,
this definitely fits into that category.
I guess I'm just trying to say a little bit of Hamlet might be the way to go about it.
I see. Well, nonetheless, I'll at least gather the information so that I know where they've been seen and what they've been doing. So if there's this farmer's,
there's 3 specific locations around town lately, just in the last 24 hours, that people have been complaining about, and you get the information. You're able to pick up that information pretty easily.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, back at Fahima's house, you guys are in the library. You're checking things out. Fahima, what are you doing?
I'm going up to my dad's study.
Okay.
I'm gonna rummage through and try to find.
Well, as you get up there, you find the door locked.
course it's locked. How do you pick a wizard's lock? Firecracker. No, that didn't work. Firecracker 1, 2, 3. Exclamation point. No, that didn't work either.
F1 R3 CR.
Capital F Firecracker exclamation point. No.
Is everything all right up there, Fahima?
Well, my dad's his study is locked, and I think this might be where he has more information about, well, his whereabouts and perhaps the Aarakocra.
Is it a physical lock or a magical lock?
I'm assuming it's an arcane lock. Would I be able to tell without doing a detect magic spell if it's an arcane lock?
I'll let you do an Arcana check if you like.
Yeah.
All right. You can do an Arcana check. You have advantage from a jar full of bees.
Thank you, bees. Oh, I rolled so bad. Oh no, that means I have to take damage.
Oh no.
I thought you froze for a second. Your mouth just went,
I did too.
Actually froze.
I'm not gonna take the damage. I rolled a 9. I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you're not sure.
I can't tell. It seems as though it would be an arcane lock, but it could just be a key.
all right.
I think maybe you come up here and.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll come help. I'll walk up the stairs and join her.
Okay. So it is it's the second floor landing. There are a couple of bedrooms on either side, and in the center is this door with a shut that seems to be locked.
Can I try to see if it's magically locked?
Sure. Roll
Okay.
me an Arcana check. You have advantage from change box.
Thank you,
Three
change
wizards
box.
and a door.
And I will guide myself actually as well.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't roll very well either, but better. Oh, that's 14, and I'll take 1 point of damage because my Arcana's not as good as you would think. But
You were fairly certain this is an arcane lock. As you peer around it, it seems to be sealed much more securely than a physical lock would lead you to believe.
yeah, you see when you pull on it, it doesn't even like the jam doesn't even move. I think it is magical. Well,
How do you break an arcane lock?
well, I could dispel it if that's all right with you.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to be intrusive, but your permission as the homeowner. Here we are.
I hereby give permission.
All right, I'll cast dispel magic on it at 5th level.
All right. Let me see what arcane lock is. I think it's 3rd, right?
While this is happening, Lily's downstairs, like fumbling around, looking at stuff, and then realizes that everyone's left, and remembers that Barbara's just downstairs, and hurries upstairs really quick.
All right, Lily joins you just as casts dispel magic on the lock. What does arcane lock says? If a spell is dispelled or suppressed. Okay. So as you cast dispel, you hear actually the sound of something clicking and unlocking, but nothing physical has moved. It's almost as if this sound just emanates from the door as the dispel goes off.
Very clever. Your father wouldn't trap the door to his study, would he?
No. No.
Yeah, step back, and I will use Digit to open the door.
All right, so your disembodied hand, James looking like a demon, this disembodied hand comes out of him, glides through the air over to the now unlocked door, turns the knob, you hear a click as the door swings open. We will go to intermission.
Nice.
Well done.
Ooh, I'm
All
excited.
right. So we will have a brief intermission now. And I just want to check in. I think we got couple of balloons I want to
Yay!
talk about. We got a balloon from Sitar. Thank you,
Thank you,
Sitar, for that
Sitar.
Thank
balloon. We
you.
appreciate it. That is a Force of Evil balloon, so it puts our tug of war at 47% for Team Force of Good and
Ooh.
53% for Team Force of Evil. We appreciate it. We will be back right after this intermission. We got, I think, a new intermission to debut for you
Working
with some
on it.
fun stuff. But stick around, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thanks for hanging out with us over intermission. All right. When last we left off, some of the heroes of Bingle were split from the party, as usual. And others, Fahima and Lily and James, opened the door, the magically locked door of Fahima's father's study. And Fahima, this is certainly a transgression. This is something, I don't think it's lost on Fahima that this is something that your father would not want you to do, right?
Okay. So door was not open growing up to his study.
I think you have been in there, but it certainly was never, you were never allowed to be in there if he didn't explicitly invite you in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't look in the sock drawer. Do not look in the sock drawer.
Jared, what is up with you tonight?
Dark. Also, who has
You
a sock
might
drawer in
find
their study?
socks.
Yeah.
They're
all mismatched.
My pens and my socks. I don't know what kind of study you have, Jared.
Same guy that has a weird, creepy, headless creature in a cage in his basement.
Hey, he's rehabilitating creatures. It's very useful to have.
Rehabilitated.
That was awesome, Jeff. That was a great creature.
That's fun.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
All right, Fahima, you open the door and you walk into the study. It is as you remember it. There's nothing alarming when you get in. There's nothing broken or disheveled. It is his study as he left it. A workspace. There are a number of framed sketches. As much as Fahima sketches and has sketched over the course of our adventure, that is certainly a skill that she shares with her father Conroy. Something he did a lot is the way they studied animals, and something certainly she picked up from watching him do it. And there's evidence of that all over the place. There are sketches posted to the walls. This is very much a mannered study. I mean, the house is disheveled. It is not a tidy place, but it is also not a manic workspace. I mean, things are framed. Things are put in places. There are stacks of books. There are things sort of halfway finished and dog-eared. It is an example of a voracious mind and a curious person, but it is also not a scatterbrained or it's very different than like Ertenfurt's workspace, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you walk into.
Okay. James, are you still detecting Arcana right now? No.
No, I mean, it was Uggo that had the detect magic spell. I mean.
Oh right, you never cast it.
No, I didn't.
Well, this feels weird to be in here alone.
Are there any creatures in here?
I shouldn't think so, but never say never.
Lily's gonna look around the room for any hidden creatures.
All right, do an investigation check for me. You have, where did it go? Hang on. Bothers me when it does that. You have advantage from Changebox.
Woo! Thank you, advantage. Okay, I got a 13, but I'm going to take the 4 damage to get 17.
All right, so you Lily starts a pretty thorough investigation looking for critters and creatures. You find nothing alive, but you do open a drawer to find the remains of a couple of things. You've not in a creepy way, but in a a very
Preserved.
sort of studied way. These are, imagine like butterflies pinned to a thing. It's that, but with a much stranger looking exotic magical creature. These are means to study, to learn, to examine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look through his desk and see if he left any notes about what he was doing, where he was going.
All right.
Sorry, I'll do this first, then I'll do the next thing.
I'll guide you on that, Fahima.
All right, roll an investigation check. You have advantage from emotional reserve.
Thank you, emotional reserve. This force of evil is killing
I was
me.
going to say, you just rolling so many investigation checks.
I've never rolled more in any episode, I don't think. This is crazy. Okay, Ollie, bless my roll. Here we go. Oh, so bad. That's so bad.
Even with guidance.
What's the guidance?
Roll a d4.
Oh, I roll it.
Mhm.
I rolled a 6 on my d20. Plus 3 is 9. Oh my god. I guess I'm gonna take the damage.
Woo!
Investigation is another plus 9.
So 18.
So I will take that damage.
You take 9 damage. Woo! It's worth it because as you move through his desk, you do find, your brain starts burning and you wince at. I think the other two certainly notice, Fahima. You know, even maybe you're disoriented for a moment just from the psychic damage. But you start searching very intensely through his desk, through the drawers of his desk. You find one that you even find a sort of a second panel inside a drawer that seems to be even a bit of a hidden panel, and you find a number of things.
Okay.
One thing you find that you had never seen before in his desk, and maybe a bit strange that it's not on his desk, but it's in his desk, is a sketch of you at 3 years old.
Whoa.
Or thereabouts. A very young sketch that he did, and it's unmistakable as being Fahima. About 3 or 4 years old, adorable looking little girl with fiery red hair. Even in the sketch, you can see the glint in your eye. He's quite talented in capturing that, and it's a beautiful thing. You didn't know that he had done that. You hadn't seen it before. It's maybe something that he'd kept to himself, but there it is nonetheless. You also find another sketch of that seems to be in that sort of secondary compartment of a creature you have never seen. You had never seen brought into the menagerie, a creature that you've never really read about, a creature that looks insectoid in its makeup, almost an insect, a bipedal insect, in fact, that it appears from the drawing.
That's really scary.
Yeah, and
just a sketch, no notations.
No notations, just a sketch.
Okay.
And Lily, if you notice what she's doing, you perhaps recognize the insectoid bipedal creature from a vision that you once saw long ago.
Whoa.
Yep.
Right.
The other thing you find, Fahima, a number of what look like original spells that your father seemed to be working at.
Quick question to interject here. Is creating your own spells something that he would do normally, or is that an Ashen Mage thing, or like a high scholar thing to do an Iron?
Certainly a high scholar thing. Certainly, you've seen the Ashen Mage do it and do it much more intensely and in schools that are forbidden. Your father was much more a studier than an original conceiver of spells. So,
okay.
You know, as he taught you spells, that most often they were out of books not written by him.
Mm-hmm.
But here you have him scrawling down interesting spells that you've never seen before. You've never seen come out of books. 3, in fact. And I'll explain them to you. They are quite complicated. The most powerful of them is a 7th level spell that catches your eye.
Woo!
Yeah, it does.
It is called Permanency. And it allows you, it is a spell that allows you to make certain other spells of 5th level or lower permanent.
Come again?
They they allow you to
see.
cast very specific spells. This is a very long spell that I'll have to forward you. There are very specific spells of 5th level or lower that you know.
Whoa.
So
that
like whatever
you-
was cast on this house, he perhaps could have cast this, and it would make it permanent if it was 5th level or lower.
Perhaps.
Okay. I see.
So as part of this spell, this spell is extremely potent and extremely expensive in a number of ways. As part of the spell, you must expend all the resources required to cast the spell you intend to effect, as well as the material worth of the amount of the spell that's dependent. So they're very expensive, thousands of gold in material costs per spell.
Is one of the spells you can make permanent right away teleportation circle?
I don't believe I have that listed here. No.
Okay, all right, good to know.
I can tell you all of them if you want. There's a number of them. But let me tell you the limitations first. Okay. The spell's effects persist as long as permanency does. So a spell affected by permanency is not affected by dispel magic. Instead, the opposing caster can attempt to dispel the permanency associated with the spell. Spells with the concentration tag no longer require concentration. The spell you cast permanency on cannot affect more than one creature, even if the spell otherwise might be able to do so. And the same spell cannot be permanently applied to the same target multiple times, even if it has different effects.
Oh, okay.
Right. And if the spell targeted by permanency is of a spell school that matches your wizard school, in this case, transmutation, the material cost to cast permanency is halved.
Conjuration?
Or conjuration.
Oh, sorry, conjuration, yes. Okay. After casting permanency, you immediately gain 4 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, snap!
And your spellcasting DC is reduced by 2 per level of exhaustion gained this way.
Holy
And that
cow.
condition cannot be removed magically. So it is extremely taxing on the caster to cast it.
Because 5th level of exhaustion kills you if memory serves.
No, I think
Really?
it's 6th.
Is it 6th? Okay.
Yeah.
My dad's over here like, you've surpassed my level, Fahima. No. He's making this up?
Whoa.
Yeah. So there are a bunch of spells, one of which enlarge reduce, you can be made permanent.
Cool.
Ooh.
There
That's
are a bunch. So I will send this to you.
Awesome.
Amazing.
The other spells that you find. One is called Spell Steal. This is a 3rd level spell. If a creature is casting a 1st level spell, you may use your reaction to redirect and siphon the spell. Any material components required for the spell are consumed from the creature casting it, and that creature loses a spell slot like normal. If you have stolen a spell, you can cast it on your next turn without requiring materials, without having known the spell, and without using a spell slot.
That's
if you do
so
not-
cool.
If you do not cast the spell by the end of your next turn, the spell fails with no effects. And the level of spell that can be stolen increases by 1 for every level of spell slot above 5th level that you use.
So it works like counterspell, kind of? Or
Yep.
But it's not an immediate redirect. You have to do it on your next turn.
Correct. It's a reaction to do it and then an action to use it.
So you would
Whoa.
react when they cast the spell and then wait until your turn occurs and then do
Correct.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
The 3rd spell that you find is called Acceleration Gate.
What the heck?
Okay.
You create a 5-foot wide shimmering gate of kinetic force centered on a point you can see in the air. To use the gate, a creature must be able to see the gate. The caster chooses the direction the gate faces by selecting the cardinal direction of their choice. This affects the gate function if used from either side. It has 2 potential effects. One is on ranged weapon attacks. Projectiles that are fired through the gate gain a massive burst of speed and penetrating power. The attacks have a +1 to hit the target, deal a critical hit on 19s and 20s, and they double the maximum range the projectile can travel.
Wow.
They also deal 1 extra die of damage.
Very cool.
Whoa.
You can also use it on a creature. A creature must either be thrown, fall, or jump willingly into the gate for the effect to take place. The creature immediately moves a distance up to 60 feet in a straight line. If the creature collides with terrain, that creature must succeed on a strength saving throw or take a whole bunch of damage. If cast at 4th level, only creatures of a small size can pass through the gate, but at 5th level or higher, medium creatures.
So it's 4th level normally?
It is 4th level normally, correct.
Whoa.
Wow.
A thrown creature will cause another creature to be thrown. So you can make creatures collide. So you're basically throwing stuff in really far and making them go fast. So these are the 3 spells that you have found that you never heard your father mention. He never wanted to teach you. You've never heard of these. But these are spells that he seemed to be working on, and they seem, based on your level of arcane knowledge, to be functional. Although the permanency, of course, is, I believe, beyond your capacity at the moment. But it is something that you understand by looking at it. You also understand it is incredibly taxing to the caster.
Where did you look at this? He was working on these. Or, well, he's done working on them. They seem to be castable at this point.
Brilliant. Spell steal. I mean...
I'm just sort of wondering why. I mean, the permanency makes sense, right? Perhaps he was using it to keep the house invisible. Acceleration gate.
Think of any number of uses for it. Yes.
Spell steal. Perhaps to trap a creature for the menagerie, he would need to fight it?
I mean, I think
like him.
This is probably a very obvious thing to say, but I think there's quite a lot more to your father than meets the eye.
Sure, of course. I'm just trying to start from the Conroy I know.
Right.
And work up from there.
Those sketches, how old are they, Jeff?
Boy, I don't know if you'd be able to tell. I don't know do you have any features or a means to be able to tell the age of something?
I mean, I am a librarian. I'm an expert at old books. We can make it like a history check or something like that if you wish, but
yeah, I mean, I guess you could do a
would I be able to tell, basically, is this 3-year-old drawing of Fahima like from when she was 3 years old, or is it very old, or
I don't know. I mean, if you could explain to me how, if you found I mean, I guess I would tell you that the parchment is yellowed and old looking. I think that's...
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. It's not... So it is old-looking paper. It is not recent.
Correct.
Hard to tell past a certain... Yeah, I'm not...
Yeah.
18 years exactly. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem... this does not seem to be a drawing that was done recently. That's I think, very clear to see, yes.
Same with the insectoid creatures as well?
I don't know if those were done or as yellowed quite as much.
A little more recent.
A little more recent.
Jeff, I personally, in real life, I do not have very many memories from before I was 5 or 4 years old.
Yeah, none of us do.
Does Fahima have memories of when she was 3? Or when she was
I think
young?
it would be applicable to Jessica Lynn Parsons, right? Or any of us. I think you have sort of a vague recollection of a childhood, and at a certain point, your recollections become more solidified. I don't think there's anything unusual there about Fahima.
Okay, yeah, just asking because there is a theory in my mind that she was poofed into existence at a certain age, so that would that would not be true.
I mean, certainly this drawing would be evidence to the contrary, but who knows, who knows?
Maybe.
Well, Lily, what do you
Yes?
think of those creatures?
The dead
Insects.
ones?
No, the sketch.
Oh, sorry. I'm so
no, I know that
distracted by
was
the ones in the
harrowing.
drawer.
You just got a bit of blood that's still. If you want. Yeah.
Can't tell if that's the wall or the embarrassment. Well, I mean, I told you about this one, yes?
You told me about the vision.
Yes.
Does this look? I don't know.
It looks the
He was-
same.
He was fighting them, as in they were. It wasn't a matter of him trying to capture them. It was a battle of life and death.
I didn't seem. Granted, I've never seen how your father captures an animal. It
Me
didn't
either.
seem like that to me.
And you haven't seen. Oh no, we did.
What?
What?
I was going to ask. I mean, you wouldn't really have a frame of reference, would you, Lily, if you were able to tell if Conroy was older or younger in that vision than he is currently? But I mean, that's all you've ever seen of him, right? I mean, you and I have never seen him. We just saw that vision that the Ashen Mage created in
Yeah.
front of us, and that's the
That's
only
the
reason
only
I'm
thing I
able to.
know.
Yeah, same.
Unless you have a picture, Fahima, of him. Does he have any pictures of himself in his own study?
Are there any drawings or paintings of Conroy and perhaps Dolly?
I don't know. Would Fahima have drawn any and left them in her own bedroom? I think that's really the only. I mean, certainly Conroy wouldn't have drawn any of himself.
Not photorealistic. I mean, maybe like in the back of one of his books, maybe somebody painted a picture of the author. I don't know.
No, not really. No, I
Author
don't,
photo.
Yeah, no. I mean, other than Fahima maybe sketching her dad, I don't think there would be anything in the house of him.
Okay.
James will sit down and start ritual casting Detect Magic.
All right.
I'm gonna look for books about Aarakocra and for books about Cash and Dester and any of the western regions.
All right, so you're gonna go down to the library and do that, or are you doing that in his office?
I'm gonna look in his office.
Okay.
I'm gonna look in his office for any stories or like things he's written down, journal entries, anything.
All right.
Anything fun.
We did get a gold potato just now from Labradork. Thank you,
Wow,
Labradork.
thank you.
That catapults Team Force of Good ahead into 63%.
Ooh.
Team Force of
Hooray.
Evil at 38%.
Very nice.
All right, I need each of you to roll me investigation checks. Fahima, you have advantage from Emotional Reserve, and Lily, you have advantage from Change Box.
Thanks, Changebox.
Meanwhile, we will head over to our other friends who are having a day on the town.
Ugo and I talked it over, and we're going to go to the inn and try to find Reid.
All right. As you do, it is pretty easy to find him. Actually, there is a bit of a seating area where not too many people are seated, and you find this handsome rogue, sort of. I'm not rogue. He's not a rogue, but this handsome sort of roguish gnome is what I meant to say. Handsome gnome, seated in a booth in the corner. Sipping at a mug of ale, and he sees you come in and nods and kind of looks to see if Lily's with you, and he doesn't see her, but he nods.
How serendipitous to see you, Reid.
Is that today's special word?
Yes, it means lucky.
It does. Is there a barkeep?
There is, absolutely.
I'll walk over to the bar. Excuse me. I was wondering if my friend and I and that one over there could get some food, perhaps?
Absolutely, I'm happy to do it for you.
And what is he drinking?
That's the house special.
Can I get another one of those?
Sure thing. It's About all we serve.
Oh, perfect. Actually, get one here for my friend, too, and I'll point at Uga.
Two house specials coming right up.
And then I'll walk over and sit down across the table from Reid.
I expected more of you to be walking through the door than just the two of you.
Well, spellcasters, what are you going to do? They want to put their nose in books and such.
All there are books to be found in this little burg.
Yes, lots of books, actually.
Well, that's a surprise to me. I've not seen much hide nor hair of the learned type. Kind folk, that's for sure, but not what I'd consider to be arcane folk.
How long have you been here?
Oh, few days now. I came to get a little respite from what I consider to be a bit too dangerous out there for my case. And evidently there's some work to be found here, too. There's some farmers not too happy with a few stray creatures. I'm happy to hear they aren't demons, at least.
No. In fact, my friend and I heard the same rumors. We were going to go investigate it ourselves. Perhaps we
No,
could
is that
team up.
so?
Yes.
Team ups, you say?
Yes. Seems we're out one bard, at least temporarily. Perhaps you could come with us.
One reed short of an entire field.
I like the cut of your jib, Orc. Well, I was sort of hoping the invitation for a drink and a bit of socialization with the folks in your party was still valid. I haven't seen Lily in quite a while.
Yes, I'm sure she'll be along shortly after she's done reading.
Ah, well. What's your story then, the two of you?
I don't have much of a story. My friend here does, though.
I do? Yeah, well, it started with a dungeon run, and
I've done a few of those myself.
Yeah, they can be fun, except that one wasn't very fun because I got trapped, and Civ here saved me, and then I watched a guy get cut in half, and that was strange. So, I'm not very good at storytelling. I also used to be a barbarian.
Well, is that so? And no longer a barbarian's persuasion?
No, now I am a paladin.
Ah.
He's also the war chief of Thorn.
Although seems a bit...
Yeah, you're the funny one. I thought he was the funny one.
I'm not joking.
Although slowly pulls out... Well, no. Oh, right, I gave that away. He's not joking, unfortunately.
You're the poor chief of Thorn. And you're sitting here in Axbright having a mug of ale with me.
Yes.
Well, cheers to that, I say. Another story I can tell around another campfire somewhere else.
Where will you be going on to next?
I haven't quite decided yet. What do you make of all these creatures out there?
The demons?
Right.
Well, they're here to rain hell, to destroy the world.
I think you see where I'm headed with this. Not too interested in having hell rained upon me, which is why I found myself here. It's rather pleasant in contrast to what's happening out there. Say that again?
You don't find this strange?
Well, I didn't say that.
Well,
I just
You always travel alone.
mostly I've run with a group here and there, party. Sometimes you get strength in numbers and it can be beneficial, but I'm a bit of a loner.
So, what is it that you do exactly besides travel from town to town? What is your profession?
I could ask you the same question.
You could.
And your answer would be?
I believe I asked you first.
Do push-ups for money.
Push-ups for money. As the leader of Thorn.
Well, that's not what I do for Dorn. That's just
I do believe you're pulling my leg.
I'm not. I mean, you can believe what you want, but I don't need to prove myself to you.
Nor are you.
Exactly. I can already see that you are well proven.
Uggo points to the scar that he's seen on the back of his neck.
Yeah. Well, I've been in a scrape or two.
Yeah, every scar is a story, huh?
I thought this was going to be a friendly conversation. I sense a bit of hostility.
I'm not hostile.
Maybe it's because I'm a little rough around the edges. I've heard that before. I'm not
Fair
trying
enough.
to be hostile. I apologize.
All right.
Have the drinks shown up yet?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to slide my drink across the table. It's on me.
Well, that's mighty kind of you.
Just being hospitable.
In my experience, there's very little that a relative stranger does for another one without an expectation of something in return.
Well, I would like you to come with us
Yeah, your
to find
company
these
would be
creatures.
downright
That's an
clear, I
expectation.
don't know.
Right. And you want to split the spoils of our little quest 3 ways instead of 2? Why would you want to do that?
Well, actually, I'm not really in the need of money right now. So it's more just to help out my friend's town. So you can keep all of the reward if you'd like.
Well, now I know you're pulling my leg.
Every last gold piece.
Just don't kill the things. We don't want to kill them.
That's true.
Why don't you want to kill them?
Well, I don't
They're
know.
worth a lot of money. We want to trap them.
So you do want money. Now I'm confused.
Well, we want the creatures, and you can have the reward. Seems like a fair bargain, right?
Only if I stipulate that the creatures are equally valuable to the reward. And it seems to me that's exactly the opposite of what you're saying.
Are you afraid?
Of you? No.
No, of the creatures. You seem to be negotiating very harshly for something that you don't really know what it is.
I'm trying to understand your angle, friend. You two walked in here and start a negotiation that I did not foresee. I'm trying to understand why.
All right, I'll put it very simply. We want to reclaim these creatures because we know where they came from, and we want to return them to their home.
Safely.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
And
it seems
we-
that we're at cross purposes then.
Why you're planning on killing them?
It's the shortest distance between 2 points, friend.
Well, then you can keep the reward so that you don't kill them.
Well, that sounds fair. And what about the rest of your party? Are they amenable to this arrangement?
I'm sure they would be. One of them in particular, at the very least, yes.
Which one would that be?
Lily.
How is it that
I'll roll
you...
deception. I'll roll deception. I couldn't let that stand. I'll roll deception.
You have advantage from change box.
All right. Thank you, Change Box. All right. I will not take the modifier 15.
15. Well, that's the one I'm most interested in, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I'm sure it would make her very happy if the creatures were not dispatched. She
and
doesn't
he
really
are very good
enjoy
friends.
killing, actually. I'm surprised you don't know that.
Well, it probably won't surprise you to know that I don't know Lily very well.
Oh.
I'd like to get to know her quite a bit better.
Well, this would be one way to ingratiate yourself.
Thanks.
Uggo gets a look of confusion on his face. Okay.
Civ has not touched his food either, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
Can I
if
ask
you're-
you a question?
Of course.
How is it that you all got mixed up with Lily Dumpstuck?
We all answered a calling to do the dungeon run of which he spoke of earlier.
Oh, I see. Arrangement of convenience then.
Yes, we were all working partners to begin with.
To begin with.
And now
Yes.
they're family. I mean, this is my family. Let's just be open and honest with the situation here. Like, that's my brother. Lily's my sister. James is also a brother. The other one, Fahima, you don't know her, but she's my sister. So, just so it's out there and you know who you're dealing with.
I see.
Yeah.
So, if I understand the situation correctly, the War Chief of Thorn
Yep.
has a family consisting of a number of humans, a tabaxi, and a beach gnome.
Yep. About right. Pretty odd, huh?
I'd say so.
There's demons roaming around the world. Pretty odd too, huh?
I'd say so.
This is where we are.
I'm trying very hard to understand your angle here, but I gotta admit,
Toos? Acute? Mama taught me about angles. I'm not sure which one you think.
it
we
is
are.
most definitely obtuse, my friend.
Oh, so it's the big one. Okay. Thank you. That's a compliment. I am an obtuse.
You said they were going to meet us here?
At some point after they're done with their books, but I thought we could get a jump on things and go and try to find these creatures, at least discover where they're at the very least, if not capture one or two of them.
Here's the thing. You seem to me like a betting man. I've never been one for cards, gambling, or even dice. I'm just going to lay my cards on the table. I've been around a while. And it seems to me this here is a pretty clear setup. We go out there, me and the two of you, and all of a sudden I got a knife in my back.
Appreciate
that-
your viewpoint, but I'm not. I mean, you might be good looking, but I don't care enough about you to like murder you. You know, like you're not really that important to like make myself in trouble with ending your life.
All right.
I think the other thing you're probably overlooking is that we care a lot about the other people in our family, and they would not take kindly to us harming someone.
Especially someone that they have had interactions with and have indicated that they enjoy their company.
So the two of you came here on your own without the rest of them to offer me a third, I take that back, the entire ransom to do a job that you are going to risk your lives to do. And all you ask of me is that I do not kill the creatures that we are hired to kill.
I also thought it would be a really fun way to get to know you and become friends, but you seem kind of difficult to deal with sometimes, so I don't know.
Good old-fashioned hunting trip.
You don't have to go, but yes, it is much more fun to go hunting with others.
All right. I'm going to live a little. I'm going to take you at your word.
Good.
Was that a gnome joke?
I don't
live a
do
little.
gnome jokes.
Sorry, I trying to lighten the mood a little.
That's
So
all right.
I spoke to some of the townsfolk already, and they pointed me in the right direction as far as where we might be able to find one of these creatures. So if you'd like to finish up your drink and your meal, we can be off.
I got 2 drinks in front of me right now, but it won't take me long. And he guzzles down the drink. You see a frothy mustache, and he licks it off. And then we'll head over to the other group.
No, keep going.
I don't know what that scene was at all.
Fun. Fun was that scene. That's what that
dying.
was. It was
Dying.
a great
Fascinating.
scene. I love
What's
that.
unsaid is so loud.
All right. What were you guys doing? I don't even remember.
That's like
They were
the
rolling
show.
investigation checks, and I was
Right.
casting detect magic.
Right.
Yes, to find info about Aarakocra and Western regions.
Yes. Lily, as far as looking, what did you roll?
I rolled a 10.
A 10. What did you roll, Fahima?
I don't know what I did. I roll yet?
Sweet.
Did I roll yet?
I don't
It was a
Yeah,
while
right.
ago. I'll be honest. We were doing another scene for a while.
I don't know if I rolled. Okay.
the
But I just
party.
hope I don't have to take the damage again.
Best scene.
Oh, can I roll with advantage, or is it a straight roll?
I think you did have
well,
advantage.
I think I told you. You had already emotional reserve had given you. I think I already told you, right? No. Yes.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I rolled an 18.
Okay, just don't. Are you gonna
All
take
right.
like 30 points of damage from investigation checks? Like, please stop.
On one hand, I'm like, you know what? We're probably not gonna fight today, but those are famous last words, so I'm not gonna actually.
Is your
say
DM
that.
Jeff Kanata? Because mine is.
Yeah, so I'll go with the 18. I'm not taking damage.
All right. So you are looking for information on the Aarakocra, information on anything. You want stuff about Pash.
Yeah, basically specific to that big drop of information where he was like, I lived with the Aarakocra for a lifetime.
Okay. You rolled an 18. All right. So the only thing that you find, and it is interesting to you, but you find a single large feather.
Okay.
Beautiful, huge, wide. The coloring is exquisite. It's sort of a cream color that goes into a gray. It is a single feather. It's the only thing that would even remotely be connected to that kind of thing. But you do also find some ambiguous, kind of confusing notes, but they seem to be about the Quake Warden. This is not something that Fahima would necessarily be super surprised about, because he explicitly said when he was leaving, way before our show ever started, when he first left, that's where he was going to, back before Fahima really believed that wardens were super real, before he'd ever seen one in person. He was explicitly looking for the Quake Warden. So that you find in his notes in his studies some notes about that endeavor, and some things. I mean, he wasn't a man who wrote notes to himself too much, but there is some interesting scribblings about the Quake Warden and what the Quake Warden knows.
What did he write?
Quake Warden know?
What does the Quake Warden know?
No, and that is kind of what he's musing about. Like, he must know. What does he
I
know?
see.
That
what
kind
does
of
the
thing.
Quake Warden know? Got
Exactly.
it. Question mark.
He must know is the phrase that you see. He must know.
Any information about the other wardens?
I mean, other than the fact that there are, books about the wardens in his library. I mean, there's things, what some would consider to be fairy tales, fables about the wardens. Some folks that didn't believe in the wardens after a period of time might consider to be, exaggerated. But there's a number of things in the library that you've read about the wardens. You'd heard about the wardens. You'd heard stories and tales.
Anything about the Keeper of Secrets or Chrono Dragon? Nothing
about the Chrono Dragon. That's for certain. But you do see the word Araban scrawled in on the edges of things.
Whoa.
With a question mark.
On anything in particular, or just occasionally in the margins of a book here and there?
Yeah, rarely. You are surprised to see the word, but it'll be, question mark Araban.
Okay. That's it. Just the word.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Mentions of Araban. Does my detect magic pop off?
Yes, I mean, of course, there are a lot of things magical in here. Of course, the spells that Fahima found, the whole place seems to radiate with a magical hum, and there are a number of magical trinkets and baubles in and amongst his possessions. None of which I think you would think are particularly useful in this particular moment, but clearly a man who was obsessed with magic, materials that could be used in spell creation, that kind of thing.
Got it. Yeah, I'll keep it running.
Yeah.
Anything about the Dragon Queen?
No, nothing. I mean, other
Shazam?
than the stuff that you've read about there's lots of stuff in the library about, the dynasty and how it's salacious stuff about how backstabbing the Dragonborn dynasty has been, over the years, how
the Quake Warden was the only Shahs and Gao of the heroes of the Aureate Age before they were turned into wardens. So what might the Quake Warden know? But he, along with the others, were made to forget. So if your father was musing about maybe the Quake Warden knows something, it has to have been learned after the forgetting, after that last battle. But he could be connected to the Queen, the Quake Warden.
Right. Definitely. I mean, the Chosen. It's probably royalty.
Does your father keep a diary, Fahima?
Not that I know of. I mean, he would take notes, but just bits of paper here and there.
Where's his bedroom?
It's one of the 2 bedrooms on the second floor.
It's around the corner.
I'm just gonna go see if there's a diary.
I'll follow you and keep detect magic running. See if anything else pops up.
I do want to pocket. Fahima will pocket the sketches and obviously the spells that she finds.
Okay. All right.
Actually, she's gonna pocket all evidence that she finds, except
Taking the room with her.
and the feather too. I think that she'll bring to Civ for the bag of holding.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the 3 of you move to his bedchamber, and again, this is a room that Fahima you have been in historically since you were a little kid. Sometimes you would hop in bed with dad and snuggle, or you have fond memories of reading books next to him in his bedroom as the as the morning sunlight streamed through the window. This is not a forbidden or off limits place in the same way that the study was. This is it was wide open. Sometimes you were tasked with making the bed or cleaning up around here. I mean, it is very much an open household. It wasn't a household of secrets as you were a kid. That's not the experience that you had. It was a household where you were 2 very equal partners. He treated you, he had his rules, and he raised you in a very particular way, but you were partners in maintaining the household, and you had responsibilities that were very adult, even at a young age. You had to care for the animals, and he relied on you in certain ways. So it didn't, I don't think exploring this house, maybe it has taken on new qualities now that you've learned more about him, and certainly the locked study was interesting and eye-opening. But I think in here, I don't think that there's a sense for Fahima of secrets or things to be discovered, particularly in his bedroom.
Did the Ashen Mage ever say anything to you about Axbright, Fahima?
Just that she was intercepting my letters.
Because, I don't know, I guess we just assumed that the demons, once the Urn of Invention was exploded and the demons were suddenly everywhere, I guess we just assumed that they were wild and that it was chaos and they were attacking everything. Is there any chance that these demons are following her whims?
Well, out of game, I forgot because it was so long ago. Who did I only talk to Uggo about my secret room stuff? Was he the only one there?
I don't recall that. I maybe the rest of the cast can know if they know that. What specific secret room stuff are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not.
The secret room that we had in episode 100.
Oh no, I think we were all there.
You were all there?
Yeah, we were all there. Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah, we all talked about the Ashen Mage.
Yeah, we did.
For a
Okay.
bit afterwards.
Okay, so yeah, I did. I told you what she said to me, which was that the urn caused the demons, and that
Right.
I asked her if she had anything. I said, and you have nothing to do with that, and she was like, "Well, I didn't say that." So.
Because
So,
I
it's
could see it being in her best interest that Axbright be untouched. And I don't think the wardens, even though we saw the lightning bolts holding the demons in place, I don't think the wardens could be protecting this town on their own. I mean, they're off busy doing other things. Sometimes. Maybe, I guess.
Well, if the Ashen Mage wants Fahima, it seems like keeping her town untouched is also
Right. But that would mean that
advantageous.
that would mean that all of the demons everywhere, at least all of them released from the Urn of Invention, listen to the Ashen Mage, which I did not realize, and that's terrifying if that's the case.
Well, true, but we don't know exactly.
We don't.
We do know that what she wants me to do is find the Quake Warden.
Right.
And
she
if
wants.
there
it
are
to-
demons who are attacking Axbright, then that will take me off of that path. So there is.
It's true.
I don't know.
Where did this urn come from? I wonder if it's connected to the grave of Nonezaron, because Vic knew about it as well. Vic knew that if she destroyed that urn, that would hurt the Ashen Mage somehow. That's why she went for it. In that moment, those final moments before Vic died, she destroyed the urn because she knew that was where the Ashen Mage was vulnerable. So Vic knew something about the urn. And Vic also knew about the grave of Nonezaron, so maybe they're connected.
Is there any windows in this bedroom?
Yes.
Where do they look out to?
They look out to the back of the house where there's a garden. There's quite a robust garden and small patch of garden's the wrong word. What do you grow food in? Garden?
Yeah, garden.
garden.
Vegetable garden.
Yeah, vegetable garden. Yeah, that kind of thing. The
Orchard.
Fahima and her dad would grow their own food in a large sense, grow food for the animals in a large sense. So there's, exotic plants and sort of cosmetic things, but there's also food stuffs that are being grown back there.
But it doesn't look out the way where the animals are.
Which your animals? The animals you brought?
Yeah.
No,
no.
It doesn't look out to the front of the house. No.
Or the one that Uggo and Civ passed on the way into town. We wouldn't be able to see that from this house.
The one they passed. I'm sorry.
The patch where like the where it's like go get the animals, the mysterious animals that are working. Fahima's animals.
You mean the animal, the ones that they found out in the quest that is being offered.
Sorry.
Yes.
Animals.
No, you would not be able to see them from
creatures.
here, no.
Okay.
But we do see that Civ and Uggo are not in the front yard anymore.
It's not facing that way.
No, it's not facing the front yard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I
facing
was
the
looking
backyard.
for. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see that. So
Yeah. I mean, they have been gone quite a while. I mean, they have not
Yeah.
come into the house, but also they have no way to get into the house without Fahima, so
Also a
maybe
good
that's
point.
not weird. You
I
know?
will. While detect magic is still running, I will go down and do a full sweep of the library and the ground floor and see if anything else pops up. But
Okay.
but then maybe we should go go bring Civ and
Yeah.
I'll go inside.
Yeah, if there was info about the Aarakocra in the library, I would have known about that. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Conspicuously absent, I think, is,
Ah.
you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, did tell Reid we were going to meet him in town, so
Yeah.
we should do that.
that's fine.
Really quickly before we leave, Fahima will rummage around her bedroom, her house for contraptions and knickknacks, something that she can kind of wind up and set in the basement to keep Barbara occupied for a while.
Please.
I imagine Conroy had all kinds of stuff for these creatures, so I mean, I would think there would be some kind of thing that can go.
I'm just picturing this immensely powerful creature and you setting like chattering teeth down in front of it.
Exactly.
And it just looks at you like, are you kidding me?
It's the balls that, you know, they go like, that. You're like,
Those are mesmerizing.
before we get back.
It doesn't
It
have a
might be-
face.
Doesn't
But if
stop.
it did, it would be rolling its eyes at you.
It might be CR24, but it's taken out with some chattering wind-up teeth.
Exactly.
It's a one weakness.
Yeah. All right, so Fahima finds something. You creep downstairs, you set it up, and the song that you hear, the sort of buzzing humming that you hear from the wings of Barbara is not impressed. It's a not impressed song.
On the Wings of Barbara is the name of the episode.
On the wings of Barbara. All right, back to our friends on the other side of town. Boy, we do a lot of split episodes. Anyway,
Just want to make sure nothing else Detect Magic came up on the first floor. I
no,
assume.
tons of other things Detect Magic.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
tons of other. You're in a magician's house. You
Sure.
are in. You know, I don't think you're going to find anything that you will find particularly useful.
Okay.
The most impressive things that you found are the 3 spells that
Right.
Fahima didn't know. But there are books on magic. There's, you know.
Sure.
This is a person who was a teacher of magic, taught his daughter magic. You know, there's tons of magical stuff around.
Okay.
It's just not going to be anything particularly that you want to,
Copy that.
you know,
Okay.
take with you or anything. All right, so the 3 of you leave as Reid finishes his drink, and he says, "Are you sure you don't want to have any?
Any what?
Any libations?"
Oh, I'm not partaking right now.
I respect that. We'll be on our way. And this little gnome hops off the thing. He starts sauntering out the building. He says, "Well, my understanding is there are 3 locations. There are the Eastern Farm, there's the Western Farm, and then there's the cottage down by the river, the water wheel. Which one did you want to go to first?"
I like wheels and water. Let's go there.
That's a shorter walk. I appreciate that quite a bit.
Are you any
After
good
you.
with that? And I point at his dagger.
He slides it out of his belt and he flips it and holds the point on his finger for a second and balances it. Flips it back to his hand. He said, "I'm all right."
Good. I'm taking out. You're muted, Ron.
I wonder if I can do that with my maul. Nope, I can't. Okay, put that back. I'm good with it, though.
I'm gonna take out a length of rope and start tying essentially like a lasso at the end of it, or a loop.
All right. Well, shall we? After you, sir.
Thank you. And I'm gonna lead us down to the cottage.
All right. You walk on the cobblestone streets, and then you eventually depart there's not much cobblestone in this town. You know, it's mostly dirt and grassland, and you head south toward where the river moves through the town, and underneath that bridge that you entered town in, over, and you find yourself at a cottage that has built right on the river, that has a water wheel. It's churning. The river is pushing the water wheel at the topmost part of that cottage. And you see a couple of strange looking creatures nuzzling around in a bit of the vegetation that is growing around the cottage. In fact, perhaps we should go to the map room.
Oh, God.
Let me.
What is
That's there.
happening?
They're all CR20 and you're all dead.
Oh, cute.
Trying not to metagame.
All right.
Oh my gosh, look at them!
So
So
cute.
let me.
Are those
Oh my god.
are
What?
those unicorn rabbits?
Wait, there's actually a house in my map that looks just like this next to the bridge. What?
Yeah. Duh. I don't.
What?
I told you.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
All right. Let's find something for Reid because I didn't know he was coming. There we go.
Jeff is actually letting us take an NPC into battle. I mean, this almost never happens.
All right. So you see a medium-sized creature near the riverside there that looks like a pretty large snake mixed with a fish. It's a cobra.
I love how you just said that like it's the thing you most expect. You guessed it.
As you might have guessed.
A cobra, of course.
Exactly.
Spelled like goldfish and cobra.
Yes.
Amazing.
Koi and cobra. A
Cobra.
koi fish. A cobra.
Hamlet.
No, you're not there. You're not there. You also see. I don't know if you guys would know these creatures. Perhaps you wouldn't. You see a much smaller creature nuzzling around in the little pumpkin patch there. That does look like a rather large rabbit with a horn out of its head, a unicorn horn out of its head.
Kill it.
And they
Fair.
are both pretty much unaware of you as you walk into this scene. They're both sort of just eating, and it's clear that they've been this
Jessica.
You're not there.
I didn't say anything.
You're not there. All right. This larger snake at the riverside is kind of, you see it slithering around the bank of the gushing river, and it is pouncing in and pulling up fish and shaking and devouring the fish. And the rabbit with a horn is doing what rabbits do, kind of eating away at this. You see it like using its horn to pierce the side of the pumpkin and then dig in and eat away. And you see Reid take all this in and kind of chuckle to himself, and he goes, "Well, they aren't demons."
No, but they're not exactly normal creatures either.
That's
I'll go.
true.
You said something about a creature using mind powers inside of the cottage, yes?
Ugo kind of looks at Reid. Yes.
Reid, do you have the capability of affecting someone's mind with spells?
No, I do not, sir.
I see. Well, there goes.
Do
that.
you?
No. I'm much more a hands-on person.
Well, that's where we are similar.
I tap my chest, and as I do that, I grow into a large-sized creature.
You
see-
Rune Knight! Yes!
Ooh!
Love it! I suspected when you said you were etching something.
Yeah.
Civ, you're gonna have to explain how you did that.
It's the writing on my chest, my friend.
Sick.
There are power in words.
I should have seen the writing on the wall, I guess.
Civ is now 10 feet tall.
More than that. I mean, consider a
large
large
is double,
creature.
right?
So
Large.
yeah, if it's double, then I'm at least 12.
Yeah, you see this gnome who's already much shorter than you. Watch you grow. Well, now I feel superfluous.
No, actually, what I'd like you to do is to go around to the other side of the rabbit and scare it towards my trap.
Scare it towards your trap. And what trap is that? A big old cat?
I take out the rope that I've turned into essentially a rope snare.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lay this on the ground.
Oh, you want me to chase the rabbit
Yes,
into the
snare.
circle of rope that you
Yes.
have laying on the ground? All right.
Correct.
All right, let's roll initiative.
Pretty sure we tried this on the Nightmare Pegacorn back in the day.
That was an actual snare spell, though. This is just
That
a
was
rope
a
on the
snare
ground.
spell. This is just a rope.
So
Amazing.
initiative?
Yes, please. You have
Yeah.
advantage from Gateway Guy. Uggo, you have advantage from Spectre Ranger. I have advantage from Fishing for Compliments, countered by a jar full of bees. All right.
Are we taking damage for initiative?
Is that a skill?
Not
I mean,
a
I guess
skill
it
or
was
ability check, right?
supposed to be not be in combat. So
Okay. Got it. All right, cool. I got a dirty 20 then.
All right. Uggo, what'd you get?
20. Sorry.
A dirty 20 as well?
Yeah, dirty 20. Yep.
Reid did not roll as well. And then we will have these things are called Almirage, but I don't think Civ or Uggo would know that. Almirage.
Nope. It's just a bunny with a horn.
Yep. Horn bunny.
They
Um,
can be summoned as familiars, which is so cute.
mhm.
Don't get too attached.
I really
I'm
hope,
already attached. I'm
I
not
really
even
hope this
there.
doesn't go horribly wrong.
I'll kill you. I would never hurt you, but I'll kill you.
I'll fireball the pumpkin patch.
All right. Okay. So, first up is Civ's turn. Are you going to delay until?
I tell you
okay.
what, I'll scare it, and you can trap it, and I'm gonna hand the rope off to Reid.
To Reid. All right.
Yeah, and then
You have to lean way down to hand it to
Yeah.
him.
I'll circle around the pumpkin patch and come at it from this side so that I can come in this way and spook it with
All
my
right.
size.
So roll me a stealth check to get there. I don't think you'll have a problem, but we'll see
Oh.
anyway.
Okay.
Because I know you don't want it to see you until you're in position, right?
I was going to run. I'm quite fast, so I was just going to run around, and I'm quite large, so it'd be hard for me to be stealthy.
Whoa.
So wait, so you're just going like way far out of the way? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'll buy that.
Civ is now a 12-foot cat who runs very fast. Yikes.
And
Level 11.
and Fahima now has the ability to make that permanent if she
Oh.
wanted to.
Oh my god!
Anyway,
Whoa.
all right. So you are running at it. What like blah, blah, just like making
Yeah.
lots of noise.
I'm just gonna shoo it. I'm just gonna spook it and shoo it so that it starts running towards the gnome.
All right, Uggo, it's your turn.
Uggo is going to look at the rabbit or the Almirage, the
Yep.
unit rabbit,
Yep.
and when it comes within, if it comes within 30 feet, he's going to cast a command spell
All right.
Nice.
with the command halt.
Very humane.
So you're holding command Until it comes within 30 feet.
Until it comes within 30 feet.
All right.
And I will move just to the.
10,
no, I'll
15,
just stay there.
20,
I'll just stay there
30.
next to Reid. I'll stay next to Reid.
All right. Reid is going to take the rope and place it. Where would you indicate? Right here-ish? Is that where you're? It's like head him off at the pass.
I was thinking here at the corner of the patch.
Okay. If wherever you indicated to him. All right. So he goes and he holds an action to cinch the rope as the Almirage gets there. Okay. So it is the Almirage's turn. And as you run toward it, it pops out of existence and teleports.
It's within 30 feet.
What?
It's within 30 feet.
It hasn't moved.
It hasn't moved. It
doesn't move. It doesn't move. It teleports, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So you can see it teleport. I mean, you can see it disappear. 5, 10, 15, 20.
No.
It teleports onto the top of this thing right here. Whoop.
Cute.
And it's like, at which point, I'll go, you would not have your thing go off, right? Because it's not within 30 feet.
Yeah, right.
So Reid looks up at you, 12-foot tall cat man, holding the rope, and he kind of smiles at you and shrugs. And then it's the koi's turn. It, hearing that, starts moving this direction. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Gets to here.
Oh.
And
Uh-oh.
Should I switch the target?
no.
Okay.
Where are you, Ugo? I don't see you on the map.
I'm just below Reid.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, I
weird.
moved up with him when he took the cinch.
Got it.
All right. It is going to hang on. Actually, it can't do anything right now. It's just moving. It's got a 40-foot movement, so I can actually go 10. It's coming this way. It's slithering this way. Slithering, coming at you guys. All right. Back to the top of the round, Civ.
I will say change of plans. Go for the snake. And then I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, then dash 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll go to there and I will pull out a dagger, flip it around so that I'm using the blunt end of the dagger, and I'm going to smack it across the top of the head.
Okay.
Bop it on the head.
Bop it on the head. Okay, roll me an attack. You have advantage from change box.
Thank you, change box. That would be a dirty 20.
Hits.
Okay.
Explodes.
I will pull my hit so that if this doesn't have to kill it, it will just knock it out.
You can always do.
It's also encased in ice, as a inscription on the edge of my dagger goes off as well.
Nice.
Oh.
Love it. New Civ. New Civ. He's blue and he is new.
Is he blue because of the runes? I guess we don't know.
I
That.
think it's all connected. Rune Knights normally have to deal with like giants and.
Oh, it gets a saving throw, by the way. I'll tell you real quick what it is. Strength.
All right.
Ooh, good.
I have advantage from Shiny 8-Bit Boo, countered by Phage Lives. I've rolled a 2.
Yeah.
So it's restrained.
All right.
34, 38.
You see it slithering in.
46.
Whoa.
52 points of damage.
52 points of damage.
What?
Yeah.
Holy macaroni.
Excuse me?
Some of that is ice, some of that is acid. A lot of that is.
Come on!
I said,
can always
He said
use
non-lethal. He said non-lethal.
I said
Yeah.
non-lethal.
Okay. Okay.
You know that
Whoa.
non-lethal acid damage? You know.
Hey,
5e rules say it's possible.
yeah.
Yeah, it is this thing, you smack it on the head and this magical energy is shatters out of it, and you see this actually quite beautiful snake that looks like a mix between a snake and a koi fish, a beautiful golden long sort of catfish whiskers on it. But it's got a cobra head, this wide cobra head, and it's medium-sized creature. It's very big. And you smack it on the head. This 12-foot tall cat smacks this combination between a fish and a snake on the head, and all of this magical energy radiates out of it.
Wow.
And it looks very badly injured. And as that happened, as that sound happens, you see the door to this cottage open slightly and a little head pop out, and then it closes back again.
The 12-foot cat's back.
All right. Does that complete your turn, Civ?
Yes, that's everything.
I'll go, you're up.
Wow, it took that shot and survived.
It is very badly injured. Very, very badly injured.
It's also restrained and encased in ice.
Yeah.
That should give you advantage on any attacks against it.
Algo pulls a light hammer and throws it at the koi cobra. Non-lethal, please.
Okay.
Do I have advantage?
Oh, sorry. Yes, you have advantage from Phage Lives.
We should say that every attack with the crab hammer, with the crustacean hammers, is non-lethal. To be
non-lethal.
honest.
Not when it's in my hands. Hey, I rolled double twos.
Oh no!
Yeah,
You're rolling rough tonight, man.
That is not enough.
Yeah.
9.
Nope. That's a miss.
Yeah. I'll throw another. I have 2 attacks now.
Thank goodness.
Do I have advantage, disadvantage?
You have advantage from JT Justice 1.
Thank you, JT Justice 1. That one's better. That one is a 24.
Woo.
24 is a hit, surely.
And 24 plus 4. It takes 7 non-lethal.
7 is exactly what you needed to knock it out.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Actually,
So proud
yeah.
of my boys.
So it collapses. This frozen thing, it actually like falls over, frozen solid, and it lands on the ground. And it eyes wide. It seems to be frozen and kind of knocked out. Tongue, serpentine tongue, like hanging out of its mouth. This sort of fish snake thing. And Reid just casually walks over, puts the rope around it, and pulls it tight.
I like this guy. Keep him around.
All right, he goes, "Oh, well, that worked."
Right. Tie a loop on the other end. We're going to need it for the bunny.
Oh, we're going to tie them together, are we?
Sure, if they're unconscious. Sure.
Seems like the bunny is going to be a bit of a tougher proposition.
Right. I think we'll need to bait it. What do bunnies like other than pumpkins?
Do we have
Carrots?
initiative order?
Hmm?
Are we out of initiative order? I'm
Well, this
assuming?
is Reid's turn.
Okay.
He walked over. He put the thing on.
Cool.
It'll be the bunny's turn next, but it's sort of just sitting there watching you guys from the top of the thing, like just chewing on this chunk of pumpkin that it's got, between its paws.
So cute.
So, did you want to do something specific, Ron?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I wanted to cast command, and this time I'm going to use approach. But Ugo says, "Hey."
I mean,
Come
technically
here.
it would be Civ's turn first, but I don't know if
For
Civ,
sure.
you just want to let him do that.
If he says he has an idea or something, sure.
Yeah,
You
Ugo
have an
just looks
idea,
up at it.
Ugo?
Yeah, hold on a second. And he, is there any somatic components with command? I don't.
Yeah, it is the semantic.
No, it's just
component.
verbal. It's just verbal.
Oh, it's verbal, right?
It's
Sorry.
just verbal. Ugo says, "Hey, come here." Wisdom saving throw on Almirage.
All
It has to understand you, right?
No.
Yeah, I think
Does he?
it does have to understand you,
I
right?
think it has to understand you for command to work.
It speaks no languages, just so you know. I don't know if
But if it understands,
No, if it doesn't understand your language, the spell has no effect if it doesn't understand your language.
Yeah, it does not. It's
Okay.
it's a bunny for all intents and purposes.
That's not going to work. It doesn't understand language, apparently.
Well, color me surprised.
I know plenty of animals that understand languages.
That's true.
I have personal friends I've had communications with that are animals.
Reid points to 12-foot tall cat Civ.
Exactly.
Any other bright ideas, boys?
Yes, but I don't want to hurt it. So let's try baiting it first. I'm going to pop into the pumpkin patch real quick.
All right.
I'm going to try to grab the biggest, juiciest, tastiest looking pumpkin I can.
All right.
And I'm going to crack it open. And
Yeah,
since
easily
I'm-
with your big paws now. You just like it's a peanut.
with my claws. What I'd like to do is I'll come up over here and gingerly place the pumpkin close to it, like a piece of the pumpkin close to it, and then another piece of pumpkin closer to me, kind of like luring in like it's a mouse.
Right.
breadcrumbs.
It watches you do that. You see it sort of skitter back a bit as you get close, but you place a pumpkin there and then you move away and you place another bit of pumpkin. And you see it move to the first piece and pick it up and start chewing on it. And then it just sort of sits there and watches you.
I'll keep doing that, trying to get it to come. Actually, you know what? I'll take out Mr. Whispers, and I'm going to set him on the awning as well. And I'm going to tell him, why don't you enjoy some pumpkin, my friend?
Okay.
Talk some sense into this guy, would you?
Mr. Whispers starts chowing down on the pumpkin, and you see the bunny take that in, observe it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to have Mr. Whispers crawl back up onto my hand, up my arm, onto my shoulder, continuing to eat the pumpkin, proving that I'm not going to hurt Mr. Whispers. And then I'm going to try to do the same thing with the piece of pumpkin on my hand to see if it will crawl onto my hand.
I'm going to let the dice decide this in an animal handling check.
Awesome.
Can I assist
This thing
him
is-
since I am trained in animal handling as well?
Explain to me how you would assist him, and I'll
I mean, handling an animal, a
like
rabbit.
making noises and trying to
Yeah, like
entice it.
yeah, exactly, just like I did with the crazy hand that wasn't an animal.
Yeah, I mean, this has a 3 intelligence, so we're just gonna let the animal handling check decide it. You can get advantage from Ugo's assistance. You had, well, you already had advantage from Changebox.
Oh,
so
okay. That is the first time I have ever rolled that. Those are 2 natural ones.
All right.
This bunny does not like me and does not trust me at
This
all.
thing,
It goes for your throat.
yeah, it does. It goes running at Mr. Whispers to get to get the pumpkin that Mr. Whispers is eating, and it is going to attack with a charge and a horn attack.
I mean, I can
Where is
dismiss.
Mr. Whispers on
I
the
c-
on the?
I can
map?
dismiss Mr. Whispers if necessary. He'd probably go at the same initiative as me, I guess.
You got a 9. Yeah, no, you got a dirty 20.
Oh no.
But doesn't do tons of damage.
That's all right.
Oh,
I'll
I
just-
rolled a 6 on my d6.
he's got 1 hit point.
Yeah,
one.
he's a
Oh
mouse.
no!
Yeah.
Oh, you can resummon him though, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
can
So he
resummon
runs
him.
up. So this thing charges and lowers its horn, and it plunges it into a Mr. Whispers whose eyes go wide, and it, you know,
I'll go ghost. Mr. Whispers, no! No!
it runs forward. It does that. It grabs the pumpkin, and then it teleports all the way over here.
Oh. Go get Fahima. Go get her.
I shake my head as this like epic scene is happening with Ugo. I'm gonna turn because I know I can resummon him. I'm gonna turn towards Reid. Reid, do something. Get it.
Oh,
I'm gonna do something now. Okay, all right.
I got it. And Ugo, we're kind of out of initiative orders.
It would be Civ, Ugo, Reid. So let's just Civ wins.
Okay, so then Ugo is going to move 30 feet.
I mean,
To
technically the bunny went out of order, but I think for logistical purposes, it makes sense.
It works.
That's fine.
And then Ugo is going to activate aggressive at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Make a strength check because I'm grappling you.
It's on an awning, isn't it? Or is it on the patio now? What is that?
Looks like it's on the patio.
That's the patio now. Yeah, teleported down.
All right.
That's funny. I mean, I feel like it would be more of a dexterity check with a rabbit.
I mean, you would get. I mean, yeah. I mean, you acrobatics or athletics, whichever's better for you. Or
yeah.
But yeah.
Dex or strength.
Yeah, I mean, it has a -2 to strength, so it's gonna.
Do I have an advantage or disadvantage?
Yeah. You have. You have advantage from Crafton Crunch. I have advantage from Shiny 8-Bit Boo, countered by Grateful Citizen of Ein. Oh, I got to roll the 10 for a 12. That's not going to win.
All right, I am going to take the 7 points of damage. Oof. And my check is a 25.
Okay. You reach out at this, and the bunny who's already used its teleport this turn tries to just wiggle out of it. You grab it by the horn and you pull it up, and it's hanging in midair by its horn. You got hold of it.
So I have another attack with the grapple.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
punch the bunny.
Unarmed damage to it, but non-lethal. So I'm just gonna like elbow it in the face a little. I don't.
Okay.
Please don't draw fan art of this moment. I'll go punching a bunny
while holding it by the horn. I don't.
Yeah.
Advantage, disadvantage.
Oh, sorry. You have advantage from Revan Night Fox.
Thank you, Revan Night Fox. Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, the bunny kind of had it coming at this point.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at this point. He killed Mr. Whisper.
And you rolled
as far
a 1.
As Ugo knows.
He's not dead.
Well, he's gone. This bunny's gonna get it.
Okay. All right. Calm down.
23 to hit.
Oh my
that
gosh.
hits.
5 damage.
It has 7 hit points.
It's up to Reid. Come on, Reid. See what you got.
Get in there.
Reid has got one end of a rope that's tied to a frozen. I guess he just drops the rope and walks over. He's not going to try to pull that snake with him.
The snake's not going anywhere.
He's going to walk over and he's going to.
He's going to hold it, punch it in the face, but don't kill it. Don't kill it.
Yeah. All right. He pulls out his dagger and he shoots it forward. And as he does, he flips the end to the backside and pops it in the nose. And the bunny takes, way more damage. He does non-lethal. And then the bunny, you see the bunny just go limp. You're holding it from the thing. And he goes, well, that was easy.
This is how we initiate people into the Heroes of Bingle. You need to punch a rabbit in the face.
All right, so now you have an incapacitated bunny, unicorn bunny, and you have an incapacitated koi fish snake.
Quick, we need to get it back to the cottage before it wakes up.
Mr. Go.
Yes. And I'm going to tie the bunny up with the other end of the rope, even though I know it's pointless because it can teleport, and then start running back towards where the cottage is with the 2 creatures.
All right.
How long does your doubling in size last?
Only a minute. So by the time I'm like 5-10 paces away from this place, I shrink back down to my normal size.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, so the 3 of you start booking it. Ugo, you've got this rabbit hanging, as you're running, hanging by its horn, like flopping back and forth.
Well, I want to hold, I don't want it to hurt itself. I'll hold it nicely. I do want to keep it alive.
Reid is
break its neck from running.
Oh no!
I brought you this thing.
Oh, no.
It's Lenny. It's
It
Lenny.
is
You-
Lenny.
You've been
It's terrible.
petting the bunnies a little too hard.
Yep.
I will touch him and love him and call him George.
No.
So, Civ, you have the snake? Because, I mean, at 12 feet tall, you were fine. But as you shrink down, I don't know, it might be more difficult to hold this frozen snake.
I mean, how big is it?
It's medium size.
Sized.
Oh, well, I can always grow myself again. I can do it 4 times a day. So
Okay.
I'll run with it for a while, and then when I start to get tired, I'll slap my armor again and grow back up into giant Civ, and then continue running.
All right. So you guys are headed to the grove of trees that looks empty but has a cottage in it. And Reid is coming with you.
Yeah.
And as you get there, it's a quite a run as you go. You know, you're going along the creek side. You're running you're going through the trees, and Reid's, you know, running alongside you. You got these two creatures, and you get to this grove of trees, and there's nothing there. And Reid is like, "Well, are we here?"
I'll go. I just gesture.
What?
Do what
What
you
do you
do.
Oh, I need Fahima.
No, I'm saying scream really loud.
Oh, yeah. They're not gonna be able to hear me.
Really?
No,
It blocks sound as well?
completely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
we'll
we
just-
could wave. They may be able to see us through a window.
I'm just gonna pick up a stone and hurl it towards where I think the house might be to see.
That's
if I
not
can-
it
gonna
just
work.
Flies right through.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
I told you, not gonna work.
Wow, that's handy.
Fahima. I don't know why I'm yelling because they can't hear me.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait here and keep the bunny unconscious until they come out.
Actually,
We can hear you through the house.
yeah, you can
so
hear
we
it. I
probably
may not
hear
think
this
you
whole
can,
thing,
but
right?
you can. Yes.
We can. Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
absolutely can.
From the
They
inside.
can't hear you. It's a
Right.
one-way street, right? It's
Right.
the house is completely masked
Right.
to everyone
That's
outside.
Uggo.
Well,
I'm making
Uggo,
this up.
Exactly, but Uggo
just
doesn't know
told
that.
me that screaming won't
Yes.
work.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
What's that
Yeah.
noise, Lily? Do you hear that?
I'll go and try and find a window that looks out into that.
Yeah, as you
area.
walk down
I'm
the
still in
stairs
the
and head to the front. Actually, upstairs you could probably even find a window that looks out, and you see a 12-foot tall Civ holding a block of ice in which there's a snake. You see Uggo holding a horned rabbit above his head, shaking his arms wildly, and you see Reid there, standing arms crossed, not understanding what's going on at all, because he just sees an empty field with two idiots gesticulating wildly. And that is where we will end tonight.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
2 episodes ago, fight of our lives, deadly serious, like literally crying our eyes out. And tonight, this is
We
silly
can
and
still have
ridiculous.
fun in Act 2. All right,
Oh
that was a
my
fun episode.
gosh.
There's also
Oh my
a
God.
cart with pigs and
Yeah.
chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a celestial bear.
And Celestial Bear.
Oh yeah, the bear.
Yeah.
Oh my
Talk
God.
about a menagerie.
Really.
Bring the Celestial Bear down for Barbara. I bet she'll love it.
That's true.
Probably true. Not a bad idea, actually.
Although she
Ooh.
might mind control it and have it attack us just for fun.
I can dismiss.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for this episode. We got a balloon during that from Dark House. Thank you, Dark House. That puts the Team Force of Good at 63%, Team Force of Evil at 38%.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
So Team Force of Good looking pretty solid for this week.
Whoop, whoop.
We, of course, are indebted to our Patreon. All of our patrons over at patreon.com/thedungeonrun are the reason the show gets to exist. Thank you very much. There are very top tier patrons that are extremely generous to us. Our Chrono Dragon, which is amazing. Thank you, references needed. You're amazing. But also our Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil. All of those folks get their names read off at the end of the show. That's one of the perks of being a patron at that level. just one of the perks. But we don't just read them off normally. No. We have a little fun, and we do them in a style that is submitted by our patrons.
Woo!
So we are going to figure out who is reading this week. And I'm going to do that by rolling a die. Let's find it out. The first one, I rolled a 1. I think that's
me.
Jared Kajak.
Gerard.
All right, so Team Force of Good. Oh, darn. Hang on. Give me 1 second. I got to find it again.
Read it in the style of an unconscious horned bunny.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, it is. This is Team Force of Good is last call for boarding an airplane. Last call
Nice.
for
Oh,
boarding an
Nice.
airplane.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Flight Armando 89 heading to the great city of Hadrian X. Hadrian X is your final boarding call. We have a few passengers that have yet to board the plane and yet to check in. Normally, we just take off because we don't care about passengers here at Wilbro Jr. Airline. But today's an exception. Today, I'm feeling a little generous. Is there a Mr. Finn Durrill? Is there a Finn Durrill? Durrill going once. Durrill
You
going
say
twice.
Finn Durrill?
Yes,
Fin-
sir. Is that
Finn
you?
Durrill.
Yes. Finn
No,
Durrill.
my name's IR Mukau. Never mind.
Oh, okay. All right. In that case, the entire Gold family has yet to board the plane.
Yes, we're here.
Oh, that's good to see you. Ma'am, where's the rest of your family?
Great question. Honestly, if you could find them for me, it would be excellent because they said they would meet me
He
back
can
here.
only bring me today. I'm just Jules.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Jules. You're so
Yeah,
cute.
Nice to meet you.
The only one that listens.
Yeah.
Ah, well, good news, Jules. The rest of your family's going to get left behind here. So you,
Dungeon Run, yay!
and they all are going to get stuck here in this little hellhole of
I
a town.
hope they get a bunch of kitty scritches for leaving us all alone.
I do too. I do too. You are cute as a button. You know what I'm going to give you? I'm going to give you a free soda. Here's a cold candor for you. You take that on the plane,
Nicely
drink
done.
that, and you enjoy all that caffeine. Good luck, Mom. All right. Next up is Bob Harris. Bob Harris, are you here? Bob Harris.
Did you say Bob Harris?
Yes, sir. I did. I called Mr. Bob Harris.
I'm sorry. My name's still IR Mukau. Never mind.
Okay. Great. So glad you've been checking in on me. Bob Harris, you're one of our VIP passengers. The plane cannot take off until Mr. Bob Harris.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but
Yeah.
I got a special delivery that goes in the back of the plane that I got to get in
Right.
there. It's a poo monkey. I just want to make sure that we put it in there and make sure it doesn't like die during the flight. You know. So.
Yeah. Normally we check those in with the bags. You're talking about like a live monkey?
Yeah, live poo monkey, straight live poo
I
monkey.
see.
So
Are you
you
Bob
can't
Harris?
put it through. No. I'm Beaker Parr. I work with the IR line. Look.
The
I
IR
regret my
line?
past decisions.
Have you been drinking, sir?
I regret my past decisions here. I'm just trying to get the poo monkey on the
I
plane.
see.
Just trying to get
All
the
right,
poo monkey.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Honey, I just know we're going to get seated next to the
Yeah.
poo monkey.
Who said that? Was that you, sir?
Yeah,
What's your name?
I'm Bob Harris.
Bob Harris. It's funny you should say that because your seat just got moved directly next to the poo monkey. Have fun, sir. Enjoy your flight. I'll give you a free vegetarian meal. Let's give you the Idakai. Enjoy. It's healthy.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
filled with
Thank
fiber.
you.
You might have to go poop a couple times on the plane, but that's going to match up perfectly with the poo monkey.
No one will even notice. Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy.
Benefits of sitting next to a
Up
poo
next is a Hyperboy 66. Oh no, is this one of those kids that's just
Hey!
been given way too much Ritalin?
Hey! What?
Are you Hyperboy 66?
No, I mean, I've got some sugar. I've got some sugar, and I've had a bag of jelly beans, but I'm
Great.
good. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
You know
yeah.
what? The last flight, someone left a really long RPG on there called The Desert Wanderer. I want you to play that for the entire flight and
Desert
not talk to
Wanderer.
anyone.
Okay.
Don't talk
okay.
to anyone.
Okay,
Just
got it.
play
got it,
the
got it.
game.
Okay, got it. I bet I can beat it in 4 minutes.
Okay, good luck with that. And next up, we have a couple, Seraphi and Breba. Is there a Seraphi and Breba? Is that a...
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah? Where's Breba? Are you Miss Seraphi? Are you Breba?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
To go to the bathroom.
you must be. There's a lot of that going around. I don't know if there's any comments here.
It's the new Sloppy Goats Bakery in the B terminal.
Oh, that's what it is. You know, they were rated a B for a reason.
Yeah, that
They told
just
people
runs
not
right
to
through
eat
ya.
there, and they still eat there. Not that there's
Excuse
a lot
me,
of
I have a
options.
complaint about the bathroom. I believe that someone left a poo monkey in there.
Yes, sir. We know. We're taking care of it. Thank you so much. Go ahead and take your seat. And last but not least, I want the remaining passengers to know that you won't be boarding this plane today, but you will be receiving a free copy of Questers Keep, the board game, to keep you entertained in your 6-hour layover before the next flight takes off. Thank you so much.
Did you say Questers Keep the board game?
And bing bong, that's the doors closing.
IR Moo Cow?
K-Jack, ladies and gentlemen.
Well
Very
done.
good. And that was submitted by a concerned citizen of Ein. Thank you, concerned citizen.
They
of
should
Ein,
be
for your-
concerned with all those bathroom trips. Yeah.
You were very good at that, Jared.
Lots of customer
right.
service.
Bong.
Bing bong.
Hang on.
I just imagine him making that sound into the bing bong. Like that was just
Bing
you
bong.
making that sound. That wasn't
we
even
saw
the
you do
sound
that.
of Doors.
That wasn't a thing.
All right, we need 2 folks for this one. And we got a number 2, which I think is
Jessica.
Jocelyn
Jessica.
Parsons. And we got
Wow.
And a
a
train.
number 5, which is Katie Michaels, I believe. Yes.
It's me.
All right.
Me.
This
Girls.
one was submitted by someone whose name I'm certainly going to not get right. Morton Odegaard, I hope. It's got a lot of symbols
Odegaard?
that
Odegaard. Yeah, I believe so.
Odegaard.
I think.
Morton Odegaard, thank you for submitting this. This is going to be a bad first date.
Ooh, between the two
Oh
girls.
boy.
Yeah, I like it.
Hi, this is so weird, like meeting people on a dating app.
I just want to put this out there. You're like down to clown, right?
I'm sorry.
Like literally clown.
I think I'm nuts here, but are you asking me if I want to put on a red nose and clown?
I just want to make sure you're down to clown. Yeah.
Are you a student of Grimm? Because I'm a student of Grimm. Yes, that is my thing. I love to clown.
Okay, well, I'm more of a Forest Elf 86 clown, so it's not the same style as a student of Grimm
No, that's
clown.
a little more cerebral. I'm a bit more character based.
Yeah, no, we don't do character work, and we frown on it. Honestly, like
Oh
it's
my
kind of,
God.
it's just like kind of cheap comedy, if you ask me.
Well, look, I think if we can both just like put on Netflix and watch Dark House together, I think will be cool.
Okay, I could J-rock that.
Awesome. Call me Will.
I'm Gorpin played. So
Oh, okay. That's different from your profile, but okay, that's fine.
yeah, it just doesn't scream clown.
I'm gonna need some references next time.
Yeah, references
needed.
are needed for you as well. Yeah. Next dinner situation, if you could bring 2 references.
Yeah.
Okay.
A call for Willie Matson. There's a call for Willie Matson
Yeah,
here at the
that's
front,
me.
please. Thank you.
Do you want to just take care of this and I'll text you? Okay, bye.
Yeah, we haven't even ordered yet, so sure.
Worst date.
I don't
It
know,
starts
sounded
with,
like
are
they
you,
were
I just
both
want to lay
down
this
to
out there. Are you
clown.
down to clown?
I mean-
Like that's the and date over. Date over.
Look,
That's
there's
my-
no worse insult than we do character based, not that like.
That's some real LA dating right
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, every improviser within 100 miles went, ooh.
The real groundlings versus UCB situation
Totally
happening.
was.
Yeah.
No one gets that joke.
No mention of
Us.
Second City at all.
No.
Oh,
I
amazing.
they were gone a long time ago.
I love it.
Well, we are super grateful to all of our patrons, especially those at those tier levels. It is a blast, and we are fortunate to have you supporting the show, making the show possible. Thank you. Check out patreon.com/The Dungeon Run if you want to see ways you can support the show at any level and get cool stuff in return, extra bonus content. We got an entire other show called The Cool Down, which is super fun. Check it out. All right. Oh, a big programming note. We said it at the beginning, but I want to reiterate. Next week is Thanksgiving here in the United States. So we are taking the week off completely. There will be no cool down and there will be no show on Wednesday because we will be celebrating Thanksgiving with our families. But we will be back in December for shows, and Wednesday nights we'll be back at 6 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/The Dungeon Run. We hope you will be there with us. Until then, humankind. Be both.
Be both.
Mwah.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thankful for you.
Very grateful. It started. It started. It started. Started.
As a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon run.